Mark Mandic, not directly though. Somebody bought a bunch off of him, and then I bought them from them. And he uses this Velcro, and I just never bothered to take it off.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
It's actually funny because if you look at my rack, some have Velcro, some have these from Billy's, some have nothing. Like they're just a mix match of fucking wherever the tubs came from. It is what it is.
Yeah, you gotta go. You guys gotta use Husbandry Pro though. It's fucking the bomb.
Yeah, I geek out on everyone's different systems that they use. So I'm still adapting with the ball python. So we're trying to lock in. It's kind of like an elementary type system now, but we got to get into Husbandry Pro as well. So
Honestly, Husbandry Pro is pretty cool.
Yeah, the stuff that's coming out now, like I'm waiting for the calendar. It tells me when to pair, every month, when to do this. I can do custom things. So hey, you know what? Give this animal some exercise every 2 weeks. It'll tell me when to do it. So everyone's coming back now. So we should be back now. Like this should be no more fucking around. And if so, fucking I'm gonna be pissed off with Zoom. But when everybody gets back, we'll give them about 5-10 minutes. And then...
Oh, so we're live again?
Yep, we're live again.
Sounds good.
Third time's a charm. Scales Exotics, yep. Desert Mojave Morphs in the house. Black Smoke Reptiles. Oh, DNA Reptilia, cool. Yeah, is this one going to work? It should,
find out,
man.
I guess.
It should.
Oh, what's up, Amy?
I would
Amy
like
from
to
House
know
of Gaia?
why. Like, why wouldn't they tell us when we first did the Zoom that was only scheduled? Like, I'm the one hosting it. It didn't tell me. You guys got a countdown. I don't.
Yeah, it should pop up saying, hey, just so you know, you only got this amount of time or something.
Morons. Anyways. So, how's shit happening down in Florida now? Is you guys back to normal?
yeah, pretty much. I mean, I think Florida, Texas, those are the free-for-all
Florida,
states.
Texas, Nevada. I'll be there this
Nevada.
weekend. I'll be in Vegas, and they just announced no masks, everything. So
Yeah.
that'll be
think,
fun.
I think technically you're supposed to be vaccinated to be walking around without a mask, but how are they going to tell? You know what
I don't know. It's just so ridiculous. Like, you know what? I got a fucking immune system. Like, come on. I don't know. It's ridiculous. So people are starting to pop back in now, which is awesome.
Richie's Resistant.
Is this live?
No, it's not, man.
It's pre-recorded.
Recorded.
It's pre-recorded.
Trying to figure out how we did that.
You just scroll. Never saw the snake before.
Yeah. Bridget, COVID is just a myth in Florida.
A lot of things are just a myth in Florida.
Oh, yeah. Florida's the Wild Wild West. That's why we love it down here.
You know, it'd be pretty cool when you guys got 250 really awesome animals, you know what I mean, growing up. When they're all ready to breed, you guys should try that Flocka stuff and then do your pairings.
Flocka stuff. What are you talking
Have
about?
you ever
I
heard
don't
of
even
that?
know what he's talking about.
You never heard of that drug called Flocka? It's in Florida. It's like
What is it?
bath salts
Why
or
didn't you
some
just say
shit.
bath salts?
Oh,
Because it's called Flocka. For fuck's sakes.
that's funny.
That'd be awesome. It's like, oh my God, that's a fucking crazy pairing. How'd you come up with it? Oh, we did this stuff called Flocka? Fuck. Like, oh, shit. You know, these two guys in Florida coming up with the craziest combos ever. Jesus. Oh my God. Yeah, I knew it was pre-recorded. Fucking Chad. Yeah,
So, Billy, how you liking your boas, man?
Really, I'm. You know what I like about them? They're a lot different. I don't handle them as much as I should. I'm going to, but when you do take them out, I do mostly to show people, and you know, when we're cleaning, we basically interact with them quite a bit. Totally different, obviously. They're to me. I've got the 4 females. I got a breeding pair on the way, and I got a breeder male that's going to go to the IMG Motley Annery. So I'm going to have like hopefully end of this
What
year
male
or
did
next
you
year.
pick up for her?
What did I get? An Aztec VPI.
Nice, yeah. Nice.
So Aztec VPI to her, everything's going to be 100% hets. Just long term, really cool stuff. I like the VPI stuff. I'm gonna find
VPI IMG stuff is the best.
it's
good stuff for sure.
So I got that lipstick line, Red Dragon or Blood Dragon, whatever you want to call it, but it's the lipstick line. So I'm probably gonna find the male this year that I want to pair with her. So I'll be looking around for that, and I don't know, but I'm not going to go crazy yet. I still got to learn a lot of the genetics. I mean, it's a lot easier now because I have the background of the ball pythons, and same with you guys. It's a little different. You got to sort of, hypo doesn't mean recessive, and you can't call them a clutch. It's a litter, little tiny little fucking things. But it's good for me to learn, and I'm enjoying it. And who knows where I'm going to take it? I don't know, but it's definitely something that I'm going to be, working with. And I know I don't want to be producing tons. And the good thing is way back in the day, 2016, I believe. A friend of mine bought 1.2 of the fighter boas from Jeremy Stone, and he went away, and he's like, "Hey, dude, will you take these animals and breed them for me while I'm away?" And you're the only one I trust, because I think he paid like $50,000 or $60,000 US for the trio, and I didn't know what I was doing with boas. I mean, I was just breeding them like ball pythons, putting them in for 3-4 days, taking them out, and sure enough, we hit a fucking litter. We end up hitting 10 super fighters. And I'm like, what the fuck? Wow. Princess Diamonds, wow. So I've actually had some sort of, experience with it, and pretty good experience. I mean,
that's an amazing experience.
Yeah, it was like, wow. So that was pretty cool. But these will be my first animals that I own 100% outright. And, I'm going to see where it goes. But I definitely, I'm glad I got them. They're different. Having ball pythons for so long, having another animal that's totally different, that interacts with you differently, it's awesome. And I like that now that I have the facility. Some of the other reptiles and species that I'm getting into, even just to have, for YouTube or for, our own enjoyment. It's awesome. I mean, there's just something different, because I've always had, snakes, and when I had the dart frogs, and then I also had the blazing blue collared lizards, they were awesome, but I only had them for about a year because, I'm running out of room. Shit, what do I do? They gotta go. Now that my goal has, my ball pythons where I've wanted to get to, I'm there. Now I can start doing what I wanted to do, which is awesome.
The good thing about the collared lizards, though, is you learned how to cook a rat right on the lid of a tank.
I did.
Now you never have to worry about that again.
Mr. Matt Quinn did.
Well, I mean, he taught you. He was doing you a favor.
Yeah. So that story is they used to have the heat bulb, the heat lamp, and I had it raised above the screen. So when he did his frozen thawed, he had his collection with mine, and he's like, frozen thawed. Oh, this is a cool way to fucking heat them up quicker. So let's just put them under the red basking bulb, or the heat bulb, or heat lamp, whatever the hell it is. I don't think it's basking, but the red light.
It's just it's a red heat bulb.
Heat bulb. And let's just put it under on the screen. And then, let me forget about it. And then the next day when Billy comes in, he's going to see the heated rat all bubbled and all the guts exploded and dripping down into my fucking lizard fucking bin. And when I walked in, I'm like, oh my God, what the hell? I've never smelled anything like it.
What was that smell like?
Yeah, it was pretty brutal. It was fucking pretty brutal.
He melted a rat through a reptile screen lid. It bubbled open, and it bubbled and kept cooking and bubbling and liquefied the rat through the little mesh screen of. Wow, it was wow. Yeah, No, thank you.
Regurges or something. Not even close to this one. That was the worst ever. Like, oh.
Actually, Billy, what do you do with all your leftover rats right now? When you feed, and let's say if a percentage of your collection refuses to eat that week.
I double feed. I do, with all this new stuff coming out, with all these different parasites and diseases and stuff, I just stick to what I've known for years. If one animal doesn't eat, I'll take it and put it into another one. I'll double feed it.
That's what we've been doing too. I mean,
can you cross-contaminate something if something is sick? Yeah, but, even the way we've run the facility, I'm running, 2,000 animals at a time. I mean, even a couple years ago, I was 1,500. And we just, we sterilize everything. We have a routine. But if you have an animal that is sick or has an RI or has something and it's on the rat and you take it out, but I've always done it. It's how I've done it. And it's gotten me this far. If something happens, I'm like, oh, fuck, I should have known. But I've talked to it about Patreon, but there's something else that I'm looking into as far as, the way I feed my animals and what I'm feeding, et cetera, et cetera. And I'll come out with that later in the year, and show, like, why I did it and what the results are and et cetera, et cetera. But I find that lately, I wouldn't say lately, probably the last year or two, I would buy enough rodents for, say, like, so if you have, say, 1,000 animals, I would order 800 rats because 200. So you always get that, say, 20%. Right now, it's really hard because I have so many gravid females that I'm actually ordering a lot less. And people,
once they ovulate, you don't feed anymore? Is that what you do? Or?
As soon as they hit like 32 centimeters, 32 millimeters. So 32 millimeters and up, I don't pair anymore. I don't feed anymore. I just leave them alone. And I've actually, Chris actually brought this to my attention, because with Husbandry Pro, I've taken records before, clutches, where they came from, the numbers, the ID of the animals, et cetera, over the years, but not like, when did she ovulate? Yeah, I don't, all I know is as soon as I ultrasound and they're over 3.5 centimeters, I put a thing called eggs on and I fucking don't look back. Yeah. So if they ovulate, I don't sit there and go, oh, when she ovulated here and count the days. You know what we do? We go in and look in every single fucking tub every day. Oh, shit, she has eggs. Oh, no eggs, no eggs, no eggs. Oh, eggs. Like today, we went through all the ones that could be laying because I have like 67 gravid females. And we go in, we look because we put a black tab. Before it used to say black and it was black and it said eggs. So now I have, because I have the Freedom Breeder, I have a black little clip. Now that black little clip is the same thing as black eggs. When we had ASAP, it was in yellow, and that means pair. She's growing, she's building follicles. Now we have a yellow clip. So as soon as we ultrasound and she's over 3, we take the yellow clip off, put a black one on, don't look back. I've never, hey, how long after ovulation? Usually when she ovulates, roughly 3 weeks later, she'll have a pre-lay shed, and then 4 weeks later, she's supposed to lay. It's a rough guide. I know some people, it's like, oh, she's, 10 days later, she, had a shed. I've even seen people have 2 sheds, pre-lay sheds. I've also heard people saying, hey, she had an ovulation, her pre-lay shed, she's on day 45 now. I thought it was 30. Yeah, I've also had, one lay eggs 53 days later, 54 days later. So it's not always 30. It always depends. I'm not really sure.
Peter Williams had one go to 72 days.
Fucking crazy.
72 days.
Yeah, and you're freaking out at 50.
More than double what we expect.
Right. So one thing I've always noticed, or I've never noticed, I just do, like, oh, you know what, here it is the growth. And Chris came to me, he's like, you know what, Billy, like, you know, how fast do they grow? And I'm like, you know what, on an average, I always go from like 0.5 centimeters, you know, 1.5, 2.5, 3.5, you know, about a centimeter a month. And it's sort of the case, but once they hit about 3 centimeters, 3.1, they ovulate almost, or they go from, 3.1 to 4.2, 4.5 in almost like 2 weeks. 2 to 3 weeks.
It can be exceptionally quick, or it can be a little bit slower, but I've noticed the growth from, say, 1.5 to 3.5 is a lot more
3 months
scheduled.
Right.
And then from like 3.1, 3.2 to ovulation can go from like
2 weeks.
3 days to a month. Right. It's crazy.
And I'm noticing that more now too. And now that we have Husbandry Pro, we document everything. I'm going to have a lot of data to look at. But I know, like Chris said, the growing from 0.5 to say, 3, that's about a 2.5, 3 month period, depending. And then as soon as they hit 3 to 4, 3 to 4.5 to ovulation, it's like 2 weeks almost, on an average. Like it just goes like really fast. So it's like slow. I'm gravid. Wow. Really quick. Now they're ovulating. But
I told you about the 2 girls I had, right? That I measured, and they were at like 30, 31, 32. And I was like, okay, they'll probably be about a month. And I checked them like 2 days later, and they were both ovulating.
Yeah.
I was like, I have one girl. One of the 2 girls is actually due to lay any time. You saw me just turn around a second ago. That's what I was checking. But I'm also curious now to see if how long they take to lay eggs is affected by how quickly they ovulate. Like it. Having this ultrasound and having Husbandry Pro is awesome, because now you can keep track of every little detail. Yeah. It's amazing.
Yeah, like even on Husbandry Pro, every time we do an ultrasound, we scan the female, we type in her follicle size. So there's a chart on when you go into animals, you go to follicular development, you can see the 3 or 4 times that you ultrasounded her, and you can see how fast she went from 1 to 2, 2 to 3. So we're documenting all of that, even the weight charts, So what I'm also noticing too is everyone's in a, I got to feed it every week. I got to, get it the size really quick. Not enough food and too much food is not great. So there's actual balance, I haven't got the exact formula yet, but I'm going to do things a lot differently. Like this year, I bred a lot differently than I have in the past, and I'm seeing great results, and I'm doing less breeding with the information that I have now and I'm tracking than I used to. I used to put a male in at 3.2, 3.5, and I would get a lock sometimes. It's not necessary anymore. So instead of, putting that male in for that 4th lock at any time after 3, which I figured, hey, it's not going to hurt. It won't hurt. But as soon as it hits 2.83, you don't need another lock. It's done. You know what I mean? Especially if you got good 2 or 3 confirmed locks. After 3 centimeters, you don't need to. So now I'm saving an extra pairing for an animal that's below 3. Instead of going, wasting that male sperm. And I mean, I've still done well. I mean, I'm getting, some males are doing 10 to 12 females for me. It's not like, wow.
That's the thing, right, Billy? If you were going to 8 females last time and you're getting a pairing out of each of those 8 females after 30 or 3 centimeters,
I could have had an extra 4 or 5 more females.
Exactly.
Without pushing the male
saving
anymore.
That time, it adds up really quick for you, especially if it's a powerful male that you want to get to as many females as you can without, risking them. It's huge.
Yeah, so I'm looking at little things because, like I said, I want to be a better breeder. I want to understand more. On my Patreon, someone's like, hey, you know what causes hard belly? And, how do you prevent it? And, we sort of, it doesn't happen. It happens to me 1 every 500-600 animals. So it's like, shit, it's hard belly. Too late. Or, you try to fix it. But what causes it? Is there, too much of this, not enough of that, blah, blah, blah. I want to learn that, but also learn the technical side. Like, I want to actually have, someone come in and say, hey, you know what? This happens because you don't have enough of this or too much of that, and then start, modifying the way I do things and seeing if it changes it. And then that way I can be more of, a better breeder. I can do more. I think food and the way we feed and what we feed is a huge, I know it already, even though I don't have the data to prove it, but I know what we feed, how we feed, and how often we feed, I think is huge. Trying to feed like a big animal, a big food source every single week, I don't think that's necessarily the key. And if you think, in the wild, I mean, they're lucky to eat, 10 to 15 times, 20 times in the season, if that. And they're still doing,
Sorry, Billy, I don't mean to interrupt you, but it's actually funny because you mentioned this, I want to say a few months ago on the podcast, how you started sort of varying up the sizes that you're feeding. You're not just feeding to, get weight on the girls. Like, 1 week you might give them a bigger small, and then the next week you might not feed them at all. And then the next week, a smaller small. I've started doing the same thing with my girls, and I've actually noticed better weight gain and better growth when I'm not giving them just the biggest small rat I can every week just to see if I can put weight on them.
Right.
Once in a while, some of my adults that are like 3,000 grams, I'll just throw a wean to them.
Oh, yeah.
And for some reason, it's working better.
All my males during breeding season only get a weaned.
Mm-hmm.
They only get a weaned. Smaller meals, especially if you've... And think about it, because I'm breeding them. You're a breeder male. You got 3 days alone in a tub. You eat. If I have this big-ass belly, I'm like, fuck. And so it's like, fuck, I got to go back to work again? Like, fuck off. Like, oh, my God. Like, leave me the fuck alone for another week, and I'll do an extra 3 females. Like, they don't say that. They're like, you give them a nice little meal, give them that energy, you put them in, they breed, back in, small meal. If you keep pounding a big fucking meal in them, and 3 days later, it hasn't even half digested. Now you put it in, and he's kind of, go back to work, dude. I just find that people emphasize, I got to get this animal to size so fast. I got to fucking power feed it. And I don't know the results because I've never power fed because I don't have access to my own rats. They come once a week. I feed. That's it. But even like you guys were saying, I only order in my collection, I only order probably 50 to 100 mediums, and all the rest are small. And the mediums I feed to my 3, 4, 5,000 gram females, and if one of them doesn't eat, I can actually take it and feed it again because they're monsters. Yeah. You try feeding a medium to a 2,500 or 2,000 gram female, and they'll take it. But then if you have 20 of them and you got only 5, 5 didn't eat, what are you doing with those other 5?
Yeah, exactly.
You can't feed 2 fucking mediums to a 2,000 gram fucking female. Or then she looks like, so.
But at the same time of what you were saying before, we were just talking about before, as much as I'll throw a wean in it once every while for the girls that are growing up, I do the same thing with mediums.
Yep.
I'll give them one big meal and give them 2 weeks off.
Yep.
And it's working fantastic.
Yeah, and the reason why I came across that is because about 3 years ago, there was like I don't know if it was the weather or something. Everyone who was producing rats, they weren't prepared for the heat, So it was like ridiculous hot. None of the rat people were breeding. The animals didn't breed. All of a sudden, it's like, what the fuck's going on here? Get a phone call. It's like, hey, yeah, we can't give you your regular order every week. It's like, what do you mean? No, we can do it every 2 weeks. I'm like, what? And at that point, I was doing mediums almost every week, because that was my mindset. Feed them. You want to get them the size. And all of a sudden, when I started feeding them every other week, a medium, every other week. After about a month or so, I'm like, holy fuck, look at the size she's getting. Like, what's going on? I'm feeding them less, the same food, the same size, half as much. And I figured, after a few months, I saw them, and then 5-6 months later, I'm like, holy shit, they're really gaining weight. And I think because they're the metabolism slows down a little, and they actually are basically getting more of the nutrients out of that rodent because it's not like in and out. It's in there taking its time. It's slowing down. They're pulling out what they need. And I noticed that, and I'm like, what the fuck? So I'm like, okay, hold on a second. So I'm saving half, and I'm getting the same results. Wow. And you think about it, their digestive system isn't made to eat weekly. You know what I mean? Like in the wild, their digestive system, I mean, I'm sure obviously they could have, but in the wild, they're not getting here's a appropriate size rodent every week, so it just sort of makes sense. But I'm trying to learn all this stuff and get data on it and actually start comparing stuff. But for the last 2-3 years now, I feed like a medium every other week. Sometimes I'll, at that certain time, like a couple months before breeding season, I'll do a medium, and then give them a week off and do smalls every week. And I change things up. Sometimes I'll give them a week or two off, just changing up their diet. And, you can't say it's affecting me. I'm still getting, a couple hundred clutches and big clutch sizes. So I'm getting eggs, and the females are bouncing back and eating, and breeding every year. And I'm not trying to jam them, and I'm not spending as much as I used to. So, I mean, food for thought, right?
And it's huge, though, because how many people out there are trying to pack as many meals as they can into as many snakes as they can every week, and they're having refusal after refusal after refusal. They can't figure out why the girls aren't going. Like, try and change it up every once in a while.
Like
give your 3,000 gram female a wean one week.
I can only go to Mandarin so many times, right? If I went to Mandarin every fucking day to eat all you can eat, dude, I wouldn't want to fucking eat after a week.
Yeah, you'd be picking days where you're just like, I can't eat anything today. This is too much. Like, yeah.
How are you guys feeding your collection now? Like weekly or like, are you trying?
Yeah, right now we do, we only feed up to small. So we've just been feeding small rats every week. And I would say right now, what was it last week? We probably had 10, I would say about a 10% refusal rate is probably our average per week is about 10% refusal. I don't know if that's on par with you guys or what you guys think, but I would say that's probably about what our
That's
average
actually
is.
really good. So, going back to Husbandry Pro again, I am documenting all this stuff. The way I look at it, if 80% of my collection is eating, 70 plus, it doesn't bother me. If 70, 80% of my animals are having perfect sheds, I'm not worried about, the ones that aren't. Because I found when you try to tweak everything to get it perfect, it's like, holy fuck, that's the wrong way now. It's like, what am I doing? And trying to get it, so now I'm actually going to have those numbers. Hey, you know what? This is this. And then I can start tweaking certain animals or moving them to a certain rack. Like, hey, here's all the ones that are bad, bad eaters. Here's the ones that are bad shedders. Now I can isolate them into a certain rack and fuck around with that one rack only instead of my whole fucking room. Because people try to tweak little things and it's like, oh my God, now it's 60% went off food. What the fuck? And then, it's they don't like change. So if you're changing bedding, doing something dramatic, it throws them all off. I'd rather work on a smaller, and if I'm throwing them off, it doesn't really matter because they're not eating anyways, or they're having shitty sheds. So I don't mind working it, and that's what I really want to do now. And with something like Husbandry Pro, it's so easy because it's there, all my data's there, and it makes it so much easier because, people say, well, why don't you just write it down? You try having 2,000 fucking snakes and doing what I do on a daily basis and start fucking making notes. And, I have probably 50 or 60, what do you call it? Those little notepads, sticky notes. Yeah, I probably got 40 or 50 just to what I'm supposed to do today and tomorrow and next week. Never mind all this other shit. So.
How many breeder females do you have, Billy?
440, 450 right now.
And do you try to cycle or breed them every year, or?
Oh, I do breed them every year. So I don't cycle. I don't drop my temps. I don't do any of that. All I do is I basically go with an ultrasound, go through every single one. If they're 0.5, I leave them. Anything over like 1.4, 1.5, I put a yellow tag or a little yellow clip, which means they're building. So they've went from 0.5 up to 1.4, 1.5, 1.6 on their own. That's when I put the male in first, and then I put the male in a month later, and then I used to put a male in a month after. Now I'm basically going to start putting the male in, 6 months, 7 months after they lay. Get it in around 8 to 10, and then get it in again around 1.7, 1.8, and then get it in again around 2.5, 2.6. 3 comes, a couple weeks later, and fucking put a black tag on there and see you later.
Yeah.
So I'm changing it up where I've always done it so differently, but I'm finding putting that male in for that extra lock after 3 is useless. But I didn't know that because I haven't really been tracking everything,
But have you been watching to see if your early lock has spurred anything? Like, are you noticing?
I haven't yet. No. So
I know it's still early. That's
right.
Kind of, I didn't expect much. But.
So this year, we're starting to put males in 0.6, 0.8, so they're just starting, where normally I wouldn't put them in till at least another month. So instead of me getting 3 locks at 1.5, 1.7, 2.5, 3.2, 3.5, I'm taking the 3.2, 3.5 away, and I'm starting at 0.8, 0.10, 1.7, 2.5. See you later. So I'm basically still trying to get 3 locks, but instead of that 3, I'm putting it into, like almost 3 weeks to a month before I ever did before. But, I found that you do not have to lower your temps or put a male in order for her to start building, because I've done that many, many times. Put a male in every week for months. Nope, she'll grow follicles when her body tells her to.
Well, that's a big thing too, because I hear a lot of people being like, "Oh, well, do you cycle females off or give them a year off after they lay this, that?" Like, if a girl needs the year off, she's taking the year off whether you breed her or not. It doesn't, like, our input into whether or not she should give us eggs is not going to matter. If that girl needs the year off, she's not laying for you. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so. I mean, that's the thing, too, is tracking this data. And the worst part about it is I have so much data that I could have actually, recorded. But I'm like, you know what? I don't need to record when they ovulate or, because I know they're going to give me eggs at some point. I just got to open up the drawer and look at them. But now I can time it where when I see an ovulation, Husbandry Pro is going to say, hey, in 4 weeks, go look at her tub. You should have eggs. Cool. So we can utilize this data and say, for example, when she sheds, when we know it's an ovulation, 3 weeks later, do something where I'll open up another category saying pre-lay shed. And after pre-lay shed, I want Husbandry Pro to tell me in 30 days to go look for eggs. Same thing once I have eggs, once I hit reproduction, I want Husbandry Pro to tell me, hey, in 46 days or 48 days, go look at the fucking clutch in the incubator. They should be pipping, or go take a look and burp it, at 45 or whatever, you do. So when you put a clutch of eggs in the incubator, all I know is it's like, what day is this? Oh, shit, we're 14 days. Oh, let me burp it, or let me check. Like, oh, my God, this is day 49. Let me check. We might be able to cut them, and I feel them like, nope, they need a good 3 or 4 more days. But at least I can put a date in so that it can tell me. I want to know more and be more dialed in. And then
what do you feel for to know whether you need a couple more days left on that egg or not?
Okay, so yeah, everyone that's listening, everyone's like, hey, what day do you cut on? I don't cut on a day. At day 47, 48, I'll go check. I've already burped it once. I want to look and see. I want to see if they're dimpled. Just because they're dimpled doesn't mean they're ready, okay? If you can go and there's still a lot of fluid in there, and you can't really feel the snake, so when I grab an egg, I can actually, it's like basically pushing. I push on it, it pushes back. Like, you can go and the egg is so collapsed that you can actually feel, if you went around it, you could feel the snake in there and moving.
And he's not saying just like pushing on it until you feel the snake. Like any kind
right
of pressure
there.
you can
feel the snake.
Yeah.
So I've had people message me, even on my Patreon. I was like, hey, Billy, look how deflated they are. And I'll never say, yeah, cut them. Okay. What I'll say is, okay, I feel comfortable cutting my eggs. Okay. So I feel comfortable. I know when, because I have the experience. And I've said to many people, I don't know if he's here, but Joe from Empire State Exotics is like, hey, Billy, look at these things. I'm like, you know what? He goes, yeah, can you feel the snake? He goes, it's still a little squishy and stuff. I'm like, leave them. The longer you leave them, especially being new, without experience and not knowing what I feel or how I feel comfortable cutting them, I said, leave them for a couple days. And, I've had other people where it's like, holy shit, like, you know what? You need to cut them now because if you don't, they're going to fucking dehydrate. You need to fucking intervene, But I always say, if these were mine, I would cut them today. If these were mine, I would have cut them yesterday. If these were mine, I'd leave them for 3 more days. That is what I would do. So I don't say, yeah, cut them, because if someone cuts them, I can't go off of what they're telling me. Because if something looks, I've seen a dehydrated egg that's not dehydrated, but it's actually, it's concaved, like, it's dimpled, but yet it's fucking solid. It's like, hey, these look great. Can you touch them? Yeah, they're all hard. Yeah, not what you want to look for. So you'll actually see it where you grab an egg, and if you push it, the snake will actually push it back. Yeah, Chris has been there many times. He knows, right? And I've done it on YouTube where I've cut it day 47. I've also went and said, hey, today's day 49. And I go look. I'm like, can we cut today? And one's already out of the egg. What the fuck? So it's not like, hey, everything pips at day 56. I've had people say, hey, Billy, I'm incubating at 89.5 like you. It was on the lower shelf. It's day 59, and I haven't seen any pip. Yeah, but probably because it's running at probably, 87.5 or 88.
But the other thing I'm starting to think too is I think there also might be a correlation between when these girls lay and when the babies are ready.
Could be.
If you have a girl that holds on to her eggs till day 45, could they maybe hatch a little bit earlier? Probably.
Yeah.
There might be variables involved that we're not even considering.
Right.
So you can't just say, you cut on day 53, you're ready to go. I don't think we'll ever know enough to say all that for certain.
But if we start documenting it and saying, hey, this female, laid her eggs at 35 days after prelay shed. This one laid at 52. This one here, they pipped at day 49, and these ones at the day 50 or 56. Like, we don't know that because we're just, I think that happened. Now we're getting data, and now I can actually do it. Like, click, done. It's saved. I can go back to it. I can do a search. I can run. I mean, it's just awesome what it can do with seconds. Where, let me go back through my data. Like, it took me fucking weeks to find out all the Het Monsoon or possible Het Monsoon shit going back to 2011. Oh my God, where did this come from? Oh my God, it came from, oh my God, these are possible. So, but I had to go back and look through records and paperwork and clutch cards, where now with Husbandry Pro, I just go Het Monsoon, 436 fucking possibilities. Like, wow, within seconds. So it's going to change my way of thinking, my way of doing things. I'm going to have better answers for people when they say, hey, what's happening? And I'm like, well, guess what? Because people always go, it's like, hey, shouldn't they have laid at day 30 after they've laid or they had their prelay shed? I'm like, well, that's what the numbers say and that's what the books say. But guess what? I've heard of this and I've heard of that. It's not... with more data, we can say, hey, guess what, guys? Instead of day 30, it's day 30 to 45. That's usually the window now, or day 37 to day 45. That's the window. If you get it early, great. If you get it, late, it's a little stressful, but here's the window. Because those numbers and those stats are stuff that, we're coming through and animals coming out of Africa, they weren't, captive bred for so many years in controlled environments. And Who knows?
Well, not only that, but a lot of these numbers that we play off of nowadays were just averages rhymed off the top of heads of breeders that had been doing it. Like, it wasn't tracked. It was just like, oh, it's usually around 30 days. And those numbers stuck.
Yeah.
And that's what it was. So,
like, I still get people saying, hey, you know, why are you pairing still, Billy? Like, what do you mean, why am I pairing still? It's like, well, you're only supposed to breed between November and fucking March, April. I'm like, no. It's like, well, that's what the chart says in Africa. Yeah, but we're not in fucking Africa. You know what I mean? Like, you know, 20 years ago when most of the animals were wild caught brought in, they were on that cycle. But 20 years later, you know, I mean, I'm going to have, I've got 60 clutches that are going to drop in June. I'm probably going to have another.
I literally just brought you a female that just started building.
Yeah.
Yesterday.
I'm pairing 120 fucking 5 females or more right now because they're starting to build. So, you know, if I only bred, you know, October, November, December, January, February, I'd have 25 clutches this year, if that. Yeah. You know, instead I do it my way all year round, I'm going to get almost 200. You know, now there are people that only want to breed for those certain, they do what they need to do. But I guarantee you, if someone's not breeding or they're not building, you know what, we'll do her next year. Cool. If I have the capability to breed when she's ready, I'm going to take advantage of that. Mm-hmm. I have an ultrasound to tell me. I have a staff, you know, a facility to you know, have it. And I like having clutches every single month of the year. You know, other people would rather just have a 5-6 month, you know, thing and then take 5-6 months off and recoup. I sort of like the madness.
I honestly, when I don't have stuff coming, I find it like my motivation just drops. You know what I mean? If I get a while where I'm like, oh man, I'm not even gonna have any clutches coming for a couple of months, we're just like, oh, like gotta go clean poop. I'm not even gonna get any eggs out of hatching.
Exactly what it is, yeah.
Oh man, but honestly, breeding year round when you have over, you know, 30, 40 animals, chances are you're gonna have a clutch dropping once every, you know, 3-4 weeks, probably for the whole year.
Yeah.
Like we had 1 month, I think. No, not even a month. No, not even a month. The past 12 months that we didn't get at least a clutch. So it's, yeah, I love breeding year round. I think it's awesome.
How do you guys like cleaning ball python poop rather than boa poop?
It's a lot easier, man. The 50-40 or 10-40 cage, you know what I mean? Tub is a lot easier.
Smaller and yeah.
You don't like crawling into the PVC enclosures and
see that
getting right in there with them?
Luckily, we didn't do the PVC, man. That would have been a nightmare.
Yeah.
I mean, because we had probably 200-ish boas. You know what I mean? So we had a lot of boas. So that would have been a nightmare trying to climb in PVC cages, you know, all the time. So yeah, we've always used either ARS or Freedom Breeder, which made our lives a lot easier. But
fair enough.
Cleaning a 50-40, a 40 series tub versus a, you know, big boa cage or tub is a lot easier for sure. Definitely. But we're at that point where we're like, do we really want to clean all these tubs, man? We gotta get someone in here to help us out a little bit.
Do you guys have help now, or are you guys still grinding?
Yeah, we're still grinding. We're trying. We're kind of like testing the waters a little bit to see if we can get someone in there. But as of right now, it's just us doing everything. So, yeah.
You know what you guys should do?
That was one of our questions for you, though. It's like,
yep.
How easy was it for you to find, you know, good help, consistent help, or was it kind of just networking with people and kind of working together? Or
he's still looking.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's why. Well, you know what? Not to offend him, but that's why.
I'm kidding.
That's why Chris doesn't work for me anymore, because you know what? I need good help. You know,
I'd say it was mutual.
He was help, you know, but I'm looking for good help.
Yeah, exactly. Quality help.
Quality help. Yeah, like, fuck, you know, quality in, quality out. So, you know, I'm just trying to get the quality in first. No, it's tough. It is tough. It's like, even ask Austin. I mean, it was only maybe 2 years ago, maybe even less, maybe 2 years ago, I finally let someone else feed my collection. It's like, I would not let it. That was my time. I didn't want anyone touching it. He's like, dude, let me help. I'm like, oh, fuck off. I'm doing this. Like, you know, but it's going to take you hours. I'm like, yeah, it's just, you know, I like doing everything hands-on because, you know what, in my mind, the way I'm wired, no one can do it better than I can. You know, when I do it, it's done my way. No one can breed better than me with my stuff. You breed better with your stuff. You know, like Chris is like, hey, have all these animals, Billy. I'm going away for a year. I'll be back. Breed them. I'll breed them, but I won't breed them as fucking good as Chris would because they're his. You know what I mean? Why would you do that pairing? I don't know. I just fucking paired them. Well, what? That's the most stupidest pairing, Billy. Yeah, well, fuck you. You didn't tell me what. You know what I mean? Like, you know, so having control is huge. And it's hard for me to let go. And having Austin where, you know, his insight on stuff and you know, I mean, we still have our times. Like, you know, there's things that he does that piss me off and I fucking go off. I mean, Chris noticed that last week. And, you know, it's like little things that's like, oh, like, you know, I mean, if I could do everything myself, I would, but I can't. And having a great team lets me do stuff like the social media and get out there and have I wouldn't have Patreon because I wouldn't have fucking time if I didn't have a good team. So people got to realize that, like, you know, every fucking minute, like, if I didn't have a good team, I couldn't spend 3 hours every fucking Monday talking to you guys, explaining, you know, stuff or having guests on, promoting people, talking about shit. Hopefully, you know, you guys get, you know, points and tips and stuff like that. I couldn't do it. You know why? Because my fucking collection needs me. My animals need me. You know, my business needs me. You know, because I have such, like I said, a good team, and it's not hard to find. I mean, it's not easy to find. Like, I wish Chris and them were still around on the weekends because it was, you know, hanging out. We were, you know, but even back then, there was so many times when people would come in and it'd be a fucking chat fest. Like, hey, cool. It's like no work got done because we're all fucking excited and happy about, you know, talking about snakes. Oh, hey, I know you. Oh, cool. And it's just like, hey, blah, blah, blah. And it was, you know, work.
Or Billy hatches something and all of a sudden that's all you talk about for like 2 hours. Like, it was fun as hell.
But at the same time, too, I mean, I'm paying these guys in animals, so I can't be like, hey, fuck you, get back to work, you know? Like, come on, whipping the, you know, locking the whip, you know? Get back to work. What are you doing looking and talking at your phone? You know, so you got to have some leverage. And I want to have it fun because it's like, hey, what do you do? Oh, I clean fucking snake shit for a living. Okay, like, you know, you got to have some fun, and I want people to be inspired and join into conversations and stuff like that. But it is hard because for me, it was letting go of those responsibilities and finding someone to do something the way I would. Because, you know, we had someone probably a year or so ago, and I would pay them in 4 hours. They would go buy it, and after they left, you know, me, Austin, and Elion would go over, and it's like 30, like, fuck, what the fuck did they do for 4 fucking hours? Like, okay, guys, let's redo everything that this person just did for 4 fucking hours because this is unacceptable, you know? And it's like, wow. So no one's going to do anything the way you do it. And if you do find someone that gives a shit and that wants to learn and is going to be beneficial down the road, like Austin, Elion, Catherine now. You know, Chris and Nick used to come. They would come after work, stay till 10, 11 o'clock at night on fucking Wednesdays, you know, because we didn't have coconut husk. And then Austin sort of, let's try this. I'm like, just on the adults. And then I eventually got used to it and liked it and saw the benefit behind it. And sort of integrated it into my holdbacks. And then down the road, about a year later, it's like, okay, we'll do the hatchlings now too. It's like, why didn't you just fucking do this 2 years ago? I don't know. It's tough. But from my understanding, I've never had anyone rob me or rip me off, which you hear about a lot of that with staff at pet stores or, you know, I could have. I've never noticed anything. I mean, I know where everything is, and I've got like a photographic memory, and I know what I have.
It's because I think you're a lot more hands-on than a lot of those places. I think a lot of those places are very quick to hedge the responsibility and then back away. Whereas no matter how much you give up, you're always going to be hands-on.
Yeah, I
Like,
mean,
no matter how much responsibility you give, you're always going to be there. You're always going to know where your animals are. Like,
I'm always gonna say, "Hey, man, that's not, why fuck clean it better than that." Like,
exactly, yeah. So
I'm just like
you're
that.
in a bit of a different position than some of those, I think, horror stories that have been out there. So that's probably why.
But you got to trust your staff. You know, you got to trust. And the thing is I like that Elion is now into ball pythons. I like that Catherine is building a collection and Austin has a pretty big collection, you know, because now everything that I teach them or they can teach me, because I can learn from other people also. It's not like I know everything. You know, hey, did you know this? And, you know, one of the reasons why I'm looking at, you know, the data of stuff is, you know, Chris comes in, hey, man, did you notice, like, after they hit, like, 3, they just, I'm like, no, they don't. It takes about a month. He's like, dude, no, like 2 weeks. And Austin's like, yeah, I noticed that too. Just start chirping. Now my head starts moving, and now I'm looking into it because I want to know more, and I want to do better. But finding staff.
At the same time, too, Billy, if it wasn't for working for you, I wouldn't have Nick in this. I wouldn't have a partner, and my collection would be, it wouldn't be terrible, but it would not be where we are. Like, the whole reason Nick fell in love with doing this is because he was coming to your place, seeing the fucking crazy animals, you know? It wasn't the clean and poop, I'll tell you that much, but it's the reason he fell in love with it. He had seen my collection at the time many, many times, and he was like, oh, that's pretty cool. But it wasn't until he got talking about it and seeing everything and meeting all the different people like that. That's the whole reason Nick is a part of this hobby now. It's amazing.
Yes, staff is something that you will need. But it, like for myself, I couldn't do all the social media, the Patreon, everything else without my team. So if you don't want to, if you're content right now putting your effort in to having full control, knowing what's going on, it's when, and I've seen people do this. Oh, I can hire someone now because I'm making money. And then like I know Chris said, then they step back and they're not doing anything with their time. You know, I'm not like, oh, hey guys, you know, I'm at the facility every day. I'm doing something. I'm on the phone. I'm trying to create something for Patreon. I'm on the phone giving advice. I'm looking at people's collections for Patreon. I'm doing something. I'm trying to come up with ideas. I'm looking at buying. I'm communicating. I'm always doing something. If I was like, hey guys, you know, fuck off, you know, I'm gone for fucking, you know, 2 weeks or 3 weeks and I come in when I wanted to, Mutation creation, even with a great staff, wouldn't be where it's at. You know, the more time I have, the more I can put into social media, the more I can put into these things, the more I can put into Patreon. So having a staff that's helping me gives me, I put my energy and my time into other things into this that keeps the brand growing also. And I love doing it because I want to see people do well. I want fucking people, you know, like even when you guys came, you know, hey man, do this, do that. And, you know, this is what I would do. And, you know, even the advice that I give and other people's Patreons, you know, I think one thing, you know, like when I did my Patreon, everyone's like, oh, fuck, blah, blah, blah. And everyone was shit talking me. And now people sort of are coming in. And some of the big guys like Justin, Miguel, I mean, there's so many people jumping on. You know why? Because we can say stuff and tell you what you need to do in this hobby, in this business, in this industry, and don't have people going, oh, you guys are just doing it for money. Oh, you guys are just, you know, poor animals aren't getting any fucking, you know, what is it? That thing that they always have, enrichment. It's a ball python in Africa that lives in the ground that's not fucking ternal. What type of fucking enrichment does it need? Like, I don't understand. It's not a fucking puppy dog or a cat that's a socialized fucking animal that can actually love you back and you can, you know, hey, ball python, fetch. You can't fucking interact with the fucking ball python like you can a dog. I don't understand what enrichment. Like, I guarantee you if I got it a fucking wheel or a branch or a fucking, it's not going to climb and say, hey, thanks, Billy. Fuck, this is so much better than my tub. It'll fucking probably do that and fucking stop eating and wonder what the fuck. Like, fuck. It doesn't need enrichment. If you want an animal with enrichment, buy a dog, buy a cat, buy a fucking, something that, you know, you can communicate. Like, you know, I can't speak for snakes. Oh, can they love you back? I don't know that. But you know what? when I go to my dog, I'm like, hey, baby, and it comes up and runs and jumps and kisses me. I can tell it loves me, you know? Hi, my favorite snake, you know? And it's like fucking curled up in a ball. How the fuck do you know it loves you? Like, it fucking doesn't want it. Leave it the fuck alone. I just don't understand. Like, you know, I do things like, you know, 10 fucking years I've cut with scissors. I've posted it. People fucking tore me a new asshole. Now, cutting with scissors is mainstream. But for 10 fucking years, I had to take fucking all the nasty comments, all the bullshit. You're a fucking idiot. Oh, you're killing them. Oh, when you fucking cut them too early, or you cut them and you don't let them pip, they don't eat and they fucking die. Really? Look at my motherfucking collection. If one fucking pips on its own or comes out, it tricked me. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I've been cutting fucking all my eggs before they pip for 10 fucking years.
Billy yells at his babies if they pip before he gets to them.
I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? This is mutation creation. You don't do that. What the fuck? You know? But I tell people, like, I don't say, hey, man, I'm not saying cut your eggs. It's better for them. It's better for me the way I do it and the way I like it. I see a big difference from when I let them pip. I've lost more animals not cutting than I have cut. And I can say that. Maybe other people haven't. Somebody posted is like, yeah, I'm a any newbie. I just cut my snakes. And I think I cut them too early and they all end up dying. Okay, well, what day was it on? What you incubate at? Did you cut them when, were they ready? Like, I'm not promoting egg cutting, but I feel comfortable doing it. I show you guys, hey, let me cut it. Here's the update. Oh, this one died. Hey, I don't fucking hide anything. Hey, look at them now. Look at the, like, look at my monsoon. I fucking, I cut it 2 years ago. The fucking thing's like, 1,000 grams right now. If the fucking thing, if I knew cutting eggs early were going to harm my animals, why would I fucking, one, hurt animals that I love so much, two, kill my own business and my own profit, because that's all I fucking want is the money. Why would I do something that's fucking harmful to my business and money in my pocket and the animals?
How many animals do you think you've saved by cutting eggs, Billy, in the amount of time you've been doing it?
It's hard to say. I couldn't come up with a number, but I've actually, and people, the reason why, the snakes get tangled umbilical cord is because they cut them too early. And then here's me on fucking YouTube cutting an egg, opening it up, like, oh, fuck, look, guys, here, untangled umbilical cord. Let me do it. So I just cut the fucking thing 4 days early, and the thing's already fucking, so all these people, the reason why this happens because they cut too early. Shut the fuck up. It doesn't. You know what I mean? So many factors, so many things. There's, but I've done it on YouTube. I've cut an egg. Look, oh my God, look. And I've intervened and I've showed people how to do it properly. And I think the way I do things and I show things and I want people to do well. I don't want someone to cut an egg and go, oh, fuck, what do? I don't know. Let me just fucking cut it off. Like, I don't want to do shit like that. I want to teach people, even small little things, and get through their head that when you're a bigger breeder and you have more snakes, it doesn't make it easier. Like, when you guys first started, you got 20 and 20, 40 animals, right? Now you have 250. Is it any easier?
Yeah.
When you have 1,000, you think it's going to be easier than it is now? No, it's more fucking work, people. When I can't wait to get big as you, so all my hatchlings eat out of the egg. Like, what are you talking about? Oh, like, you have no problems with it. Like, fucking right I do. What do you mean? Like, don't all your animals eat out of the egg now? Just because you become a big breeder and know what you're doing doesn't mean the snakes fucking say, oh, I better eat. Like, no, I mean, I have more trouble feeders, and then, little things about, assist feeding, I like showing that to people because you know what? It's not easy and it makes you feel uncomfortable. It is a little stressful for the animal, but you know what? You must do it at a certain point to save that animal's life. It's going to happen. And I like to show things in my YouTube videos that, hey, guess what? This is going to happen to you, or it's probably going to happen to you at one point. Oh, I've never had to assist feed an animal. Okay, fucking produce 500. You tell me that you still don't have to do one. Oh, I've never had an animal fucking die on me. Okay, cool. Produce fucking 2,000 of them and tell me that doesn't happen. hard belly can come up. I've had animals that come up where they're, even I sold it as a pet, that their umbilical cord where it came out and detached, it didn't seal up. And there was a good 1.5 inches where it healed itself, but you could actually put your finger inside and touch the other layer of skin because it didn't fold. It had a nice little gap, but it sealed perfectly. And I got that from somebody else, and I never noticed. I got it in a collection. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? And it's like, oh, yeah, the person who ended up getting it didn't see it. So once it heals, it's like when you get cut. If you cut yourself, if you don't go to the doctor within, I think it's 48 hours, after that, they can't stitch it up because it's already started to heal. Did you guys know that?
No.
Yeah. So if you cut yourself and you don't go within a certain period of time, they'll say, I'm sorry, after 48 hours, we can't stitch you up. It's like, look at the gash. And it's like, sorry. It's like, why can't you? Because it's already started healing on its own. I guess that's not healthy to stitch something together that can't fuse together or something. I don't know, but it's pretty crazy. Nuts, eh?
Just an FYI, Billy. We're past 9. We haven't done the achievements or anything.
You guys ready? And then we got some questions for you guys.
Yeah, let's do it.
Ready?
It's time for shoutouts of the week.
Not as crazy as last week. Last week we were fucking like 4 hours. It's like the Emmys. And today, you know what I mean? So, first ball python clutch ever. Daybreak Exotics. 7 eggs. Mojave Fire times Who's Your Daddy. Okay, not bad. 7 eggs first time. Congrats. Welcome to the club. 500 on Instagram. Lucky Balls and Hair Hollow Farm. Double that at 1,000. We have RE Reptile LLC. Oh, sorry. RC Reptiles. I got to get glasses, man.
Nice. Jamie.
Yeah, I got to get glasses, man. When my C's look like E's and it's not even, it's actually not even my handwriting. It's actually printed. Fucking horrible. Oh, I hope I look good in glasses. Royal Fusion Reptiles, also at 1,000. 1,500 on Instagram. We've got, Desert Morph Mojave. Oh, my God. Desert
You
Morph
got all
Mojave.
the words at least.
Right. Desert Mojave Morphs. You see how bad this is, Nick and Cory? Don't get old. Don't get old. Oh, my God. Desert Mojave Morphs. We got the Nake Breeders. We got Steel Ball Pythons and Cobra Keeper Jr. And Cobra Keeper Jr. is 16 years old, and he had his first GT Green Tree Python clutch.
Yep. So cool.
16 years old, man. That's nuts. That's nuts. That's something I've got to do one day is actually, get a pair, hatch them, and actually say I've done that too. 2,000 on Instagram. We have Morph Matrix and Heli Guy Serpents.
Oh, Chris, nice.
Yep. 6K. Holy big jump. 6K on Instagram. We have High Desert Pythons. Get better soon, bro. He's in the hospital from a heart attack.
He was in the comments earlier, that psychopath.
Yeah. So, you have dedication when you had a heart attack on the fucking way in the ambulance. Hey, y'all.
He's sitting there doing a live.
I want to live. I'm just heading in. I just had a mild heart attack or some shit. He's fucking doing a live. I love him. Fucking, you know what I mean?
Then he did another one from his hospital bed.
It's fucking awesome. What else you gonna do, man?
That's true. Yeah, good call.
And then he's probably still in the hospital right now, waiting on other fucking tests, and he's in our fucking live.
He said he was just waiting to get out, actually. So that's good news.
Crazy, man. Antoine, man, love you. Now 13,000 on Instagram. We got Eastern Florida Pythons. He's been grinding away. And then this guy, 21,000 on Instagram. Lord Elion.
He doesn't count.
Yeah, he does. Because he,
That's awesome.
21. That's awesome.
That's crazy.
Are you at 10 yet? You're coming to 10, right?
I'm at 92 right now. We actually just announced our 10K giveaway on our last live on Friday, and I've got a post about it tomorrow.
What are you guys on now? You guys don't have a business. Everything's on Cory Clutch, right?
Yeah.
When are you going to fucking change that shit?
I know we should. I think I'm under 1,500 or something like that on Instagram.
So all your descriptions are below in the description. All your descriptions are down below in the description. What a fucking idiot. All your links. So everybody that I'm announcing here, plus Nick and Cory, this bald guy above me, even my own. You know, if you aren't following me, you better. You know, you better follow these guys too.
If you're not following Billy, why are you watching this and how did you find it?
You never know, right? But give
No,
these
I'm
guys a
genuinely
follow.
curious.
Yeah, give these guys a follow. Cory Clutch. So you guys should, because I mean, you're gonna start coming up with some crazy stuff. You should change and put your, the PetroGenetics. You got to put that there. You know, and then start branding. Have you guys even got a logo yet?
We're working on it.
See, you got to get on it, man.
Slacking more than Austin on that one. Damn.
Working on it.
Yeah.
We have like our idea and everything, and we actually used a couple different platforms to see if we can have someone make it, and we didn't really like what they came up with. So we're picking it.
Yeah, no, don't rush it, man. I say that too on my Patreon. Don't rush it. You know, go outside the box. You've got to have other people's input, because when you want to do it, it's like, oh, this is what I want, blah, blah, blah. And then when you see what you imagine on paper, you're like, what the fuck was I thinking? Like, no, what the hell? Like, that's ridiculous. And trying to get what you have in your brain into somebody else's, like an artist, because artists, they just think differently. They're like, wow. And, you know, sometimes it takes a while. But even coming up with my eyeball, I mean, I wanted green. It was nothing to do with, it was like totally off. I'm like, you know, come up with some ideas. And I'm like, oh, fuck, that's cool. So you might have to do that. Try Fiverr too. Have you tried Fiverr?
Yeah, I think that's one of the platforms we used the first time, right? Yeah.
You know, you got to sort of get some ideas and tell him to, you know, or her to throw some other ideas or look around or, I mean, it's not easy. Some people just get it like this. Some people like, fuck, like you guys, take 7-8 months. Like Austin, holy shit. Like, when are you getting a logo, bro? Nothing I like so far. Finally got one. But it takes time. And don't rush it.
Even us, we found one we liked, and even since, like, I've had it for 3 years. I think I've tweaked it 5 or 6 times already. Like, even though we found what we like, I'm still not set on it. We keep fucking with stuff.
Yep.
So...
And
takes
then,
time for sure.
So, Lord of Lion, 21,000 on Instagram. No more Instagram. Now it's YouTube. 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. We got Adam Wickens from Wickens Wicked Reptiles. He hit the 100,000 fucking club. That's sick. I'm halfway there, man. That's where I need to go.
Huge.
That is huge, man. That's a lot of work, and he puts a lot of work in too, right? So that's awesome. And then Artist of the Week, which is pretty cool. It's 3D Design Canada. So they're located in Newmarket, Ontario. They print and install realistic, high-quality murals for your home or business. Shipping outside of Canada is available. So they actually don't print it on paper. They print it on vinyl. Like, it's actual, like, cloth. It's sick. So I can actually have it up, and later, if I want it, they can rip it down and put it on another wall. It's crazy. But they're the ones doing my 2 walls that I posted up on Instagram last week. So I'm excited. That comes in about a couple weeks. But yeah, pretty cool. So you can go check them out. And I think you can give them whatever and they can print it out for you, which is pretty awesome. So it's pretty neat. So that's it, everyone, for that. So you guys got any questions before I start drilling you? Ask away.
Got any questions for him, man?
I think we covered pretty much everything. Yeah.
Whose head shinier, mine or Chris's? I'll give Chris the win on that one.
Oh, it's all me. This light does not do me any favors.
But
if you're getting started on the questions, though, Billy, I'm going to run to the washroom. I'll be right back.
You do that. Wash your hands, fucker.
No promises.
Wow. So this one's from Hugs and Hisses, Megan. What is your dream project when you first decided to become a breeder and get into the hobby? Did you have one at that point? I mean, obviously it had to be maybe something with Clown and Pied because you went that route, but Did you have something that was like, fucking, this is what I want?
It's not that big of a deal, I would say, today. But when we went over to your facility back in 2018, I think when we seen the dreamsicles and when we seen the banana clown, I think it was just a banana clown.
Yeah.
That just got me hooked. Right. Seeing a banana clown and a dreamsicle in person, it was a done deal.
Yeah, the colors are so vivid and vibrant, and the purples and the like, especially some of the banana clowns I have. Chris actually bought one. It has blade in it, so it actually highlights the color and the purples coming in. I mean, when they hatch out of the egg, they are fucking stunning. But you got good taste, man.
Yeah, we just cut a clutch of banana clown.
Oh, sick!
Yesterday, the day before, something like that. So, females. So
sick. So that's amazing.
Yeah.
So that's another thing too. Do you guys document? Are you guys very active on social media? Like, is it something that you want to get into?
Maybe not. We just post randomly, honestly.
Yeah,
something. I mean,
yeah. If it's something we're excited about, we probably post it on social media. You know what I mean? If we have a clutch,
you know what? You better be excited about fucking everything. If it's something that I'm excited about, and you're only posting once a fucking couple weeks, how often do you post?
I mean, almost every club so far we've been posting and things like that. So
yeah, post more, man. You gotta love this shit. You gotta fucking just go. But one of the reasons why is if you do it now when you're sort of growing, it comes easier. It comes like a part of the job. Like, hey, gotta do this. Because one thing that's gonna get you guys, especially when you guys start hitting, and anyone listening, when people always like, I'm not gonna really do this now because I haven't really produced anything. But when people start producing stuff, and someone goes and starts looking and doing their due diligence. Oh, let me see these guys, let me see if they have an Instagram page. They open it up and it's like 12 posts. It's like, really? I don't know. This guy could be a scammer, But people want to see your progress, see what you have. And I have so many things that I post a picture of. It's like, hey, Billy, do any of these for sale? They're PM me. And it's like, no, but I have a clutch due in 6 weeks. Or, hey, actually, I got some. So you're actually generating sales without even trying by posting a pic. But it also stimulates people's interest. It gets them to know, like, oh, fuck, these guys are the pied and the clown guys. Look what they're making. Even when you do a pairing, you're putting it out there. You're inspiring people. And I think that's huge because if people can relate to you and they see what you're doing and they like what you're doing and go, wow, look at their setup. Hey, look at this. Look at these guys. Look what they're making. They get excited. They say, hey, did you see what fucking these guys made? You see what PetroGenetics just made? No, what's that? Because I learn about half these awesome people by coming in and like Austin's like, oh my God, did you see the new fucking Super Orange Dream Ultra Mel fucking clown? Like, no, who made it? This guy. I'm not even following this guy. Fucking start saving, going, looking. I'm like, oh my God, look at the stuff this guy's got. You need to start doing it now because everyone says, I'll do it later. When you do it later, you're so fucking busy hatching shit, posting shit, cleaning shit. You don't have time to do it. So you want to sort of build it now and steady because it does help you and benefit. And you'll see by putting in the work now and growing it that it's going to benefit you more down the road as well. If that makes any sense.
No, for sure. Yeah.
But it is work, man. Social media is it's like holy shit, trying to post as much and do this and learn the hashtags and it's like holy fuck, man. I want to hire someone to do my shit. It's like fuck, it's crazy. So to answer Megan's banana clown and the dreamsicle. Now Clutch asks, what has been your biggest breeding accomplishment?
I mean, we just hit our first clutch a couple weeks ago, right?
So your first clutch, the one you cut, was your very first one ever?
No. So we had one before that.
Okay.
GHI Mojave Clown times Clown. I think we hit 4 GHI Mojave Clowns. So yeah, it was an awesome clutch.
See, congratulations, first one ever, right?
9 eggs, yeah, first one ever.
Fucking awesome. Welcome to the club.
Yeah, it was awesome.
See, if you were a part of social media, you motherfuckers, you would have been on here 2 weeks ago, and I would have said, hey, Cory Clutch or Nick and Cory from fucking, PetroGenetics had their very first clutch. I could have given you a shout out, but no, we're too cool. We're just too cool here in Florida. Fuck Billy's fucking achievement list. We're too cool. But no, man, congratulations. That's awesome. How was the feeling from being a boa guy to have a litter to actually having eggs and like they pip or whatever, however it happened?
It's a lot different. So it's almost all on you. You know what I mean? You got to incubate them the correct way. You got to cut them when they're supposed to. It's a lot of pressure on you. Like, am I doing this right? Am I doing that
You've
right?
got to stay the fuck away from the incubator and stop opening up the tub every fucking week.
Exactly.
You've got to leave them alone. Yeah.
With boas, it's like, all right, she ovulated. All right, she looks good. All right, she'll give birth when she's ready. It's a lot. It's a little easier. You know what I mean? With ball pythons, it's a lot of pressure on your.
Yep. Now speaking about the pressure, how was it? Knowing that you guys invested a lot and it was your first time. Did you have that like, oh fuck, are we gonna be able to do it? Like, did you have sort of worries or doubts, or were you guys like, nah, man, we're fucking golden, man. We're
no, I mean,
we're the
I know,
kings.
I knew that we did the right things. You know what I mean? So, but just because you do everything right doesn't mean it's always going to work out. You know what I'm saying? So I knew we set ourselves up for success, but there's always that doubt in the back of your mind or something like that. Like, oh, did we do this wrong? Did we do that wrong? But no, once we cut that clutch and we saw the results and they all came out of the egg and they all looked healthy. It was big release. You know what I mean? It was awesome. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Now you're like, okay, bring it on, man. Now we're going, man. Who cut the first egg? Who was the first one to cut the egg?
I think I did. Yeah.
Did you?
And I think I told him too. I'm like, damn, Billy makes it look so easy.
It's practice, man. It's practice.
It's even worse when you're on a live and Billy's on there giving you a hard time about how you're cutting the egg too.
Oh, is that what happened?
It makes you real self-conscious about it.
Yeah, I break his balls all the time, fucking, when he's on it. It's like, Chris is on a live cutting an egg. Oh, I'm going to go on there and break his balls. So did you get...
I had to go buy bigger scissors because he kept commenting on the size of my damn scissors.
Yep. It's all about the size. Trust me. Fuck.
Oh, my God.
Did you cut one too, Cory?
Yes, I did. From the first clutch.
How did you, I mean... You feel comfortable doing it? Was it something where it's like, you have any doubt at all? Or was it just like, no. I mean, I do make it look easy, but, were you panicking?
I just feel like with time, I'll get more used to it, honestly. The first one I was a little nervous. But I just feel like, we got 23 clutches in the incubator now, so got a lot of practice.
A lot of fucking practice. Yeah. So 23, that's all these babies. Wow, you got a lot of fucking social media posts to catch up on or to get going.
Yeah,
but no, social media is definitely huge, man. It's definitely there. People want to see that, especially people new. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but when you guys didn't get to your level right now or having, not, your very first clutch, were you watching other people and learning from that and getting, because you have shit coming. But other people that don't have things coming, they watch to sort of, see if they're doing it right or, if somebody's getting into the hobby now. I know this like, oh my God, they get so excited. It's like, oh, I watch all these people's YouTube. I can't wait to breed. I can't wait to cut. I can't wait to have hatchlings. Did you guys ever do that too? Or were you just too busy with your own personal lives and stuff?
I've probably watched yours and Justin's videos. Almost every video, probably 2 or 3 times.
Oh, wow.
I'm always on YouTube, just rewatching all the videos. I'm very detail oriented, so I'm looking in the background and trying to see what's going on. And I've watched a whole bunch of your videos.
So you see how you just did that with guys like me and Justin? Other people moving forward, coming up, people in this chat, people that are going to buy their first snake in September. You should always have something that people can look and watch you to learn and keep cycling it down the road, because in 10 years, you never know. I mean, I might not be around, and maybe, you know, some of us just say, hey, fuck it, you know, we're done. You know, I know there's a few people that are big in this industry that just are moving on to other better things because they're I guess their wants or needs or their minds in different places. So it'd be awesome for other people. You know what would suck? It's like, oh man, remember back in the day when those guys used to put fucking YouTube videos up? That was great. I would hate to see that go away, even though it won't, because everyone's a YouTube star or wannabe right now. Everybody's getting in. But it's the people that keep putting in the work and having good content and having people follow people to learn. And I'm glad that you guys feel confident enough to even come up and meet me back in the day and get into this. And you've called a few times, you know, and I've even called you about BOA stuff. And it's great. Like, hey, man, we'll get on the phone. And there was one conversation, I think it was with you, Cory, with the, it could have been Nick, but I thought it was Cory, with the banana. Remember the banana sexing? Who was that?
I think you might have spoke with me, but I think we were both there. What was it about? It was about
the sex link.
It was like when you breed a banana male, that's a female maker, to a female banana. What's the deal with that?
Yeah. But remember conversations like that? I mean, now that it's out there, people can watch and learn so they're not making mistakes or doing the wrong thing. Yeah, because I think you wanted to buy a super banana female maker male. You can't.
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
Yeah, that's what it is. You can't have a super banana male female maker because you need a female making male to make the super banana female. Chris is thinking like, what?
No, but you could still hit a male from the female, no?
What's that?
Could you not still hit a female making male because you have a female in the pairing?
Nope. You can only make a super banana male maker. So when you breed that, you're still going to make banana females, but every male from that male is going to be a male maker.
Huh.
And that's what you don't want to have. An animal that just keeps making more males.
I thought your super banana pied was a female maker for some reason.
Nope.
Huh. Weird. My whole life's been a lie.
Yep. So that's just like all the super banana pies I've ever made are always male. But I used, when I learned that, I'm like, what the fuck? Why do I keep hitting all these fucking male? How come I can't hit a super banana male? And, you know, whoever explained it to me was saying like, hey, you know what? You can't because you used the male maker. I'm like, yeah. It's like, try using a female maker. So I'm like, that's how it works? So I went and got a female maker clown. You know, remember the banana clown? That's why you have a female. Mm-hmm. And that's why I made a super banana, all my super banana clowns and super banana heck clowns. What are they? They're females. You know why? Because I used the female making banana male. And that's why I made super banana male female makers or females, because I didn't use a male. And I've done it over and over for 4 or 5 years. It works. So that's how I know it, and that's how I tell it.
So I guess your only way of actually hitting that would be the same random occurrence of hitting a female from a male maker, right?
Say that again?
The only time that you'd actually be able to do that, then, making a female making super banana male, would be the same random occurrence that sometimes gives you a female off a male making male.
I believe so, but then I don't know how the genetics would work. Yeah.
Huh, yeah, I don't know then. That's.
I could be wrong, but someone, I forget the breeder's name, but someone did tell me that if you bred a male banana, female maker to a female banana, the male supers would be female making and male making. I don't know how true.
All supers are both.
Correct.
All supers will make both.
Okay.
So the problem is what the males that come out of that animal end up being. That's the difference. That's what me and Billy are trying to figure out right now, because the males end up coming out male makers still. Gotcha. And on a normal female making male, the males should be coming out female makers.
Right.
It's confusing.
But it's only on the regular bananas, not the supers. So if you have a super banana male and you breed it, you're going to get banana females and banana males. But all those banana males are going to be male-making banana males.
Okay. Gotcha.
I mean, unless this has changed, but I know I've done this. I've bred them for 4 years now, and every time I've bred a banana male maker to a banana female, and I've done it many, many times, I've only hit super banana males. Super banana male pieds, super banana het pieds, always been males. And then when I do the opposite, when I learned, because I'm like, fuck, 2 years in a row, I'm like, how the fuck can't I hit a super banana fucking, female? Why can't I hit one? I want to have them growing up, And it's like, well, you're using a male maker, right? I'm like, yeah, well, you can't make a female super banana if you're using a male making banana. And I'm like, oh, it makes sense. So then I started breeding my banana male female maker, and I can only hit female super bananas. And I've never made a male. And I made what? Last year I did like 3 or 4 super banana clowns and het clowns, and they're all fucking females because I used a female making male banana. Makes sense.
Hey, Billy, we missed a super chat from Don. I think you're going to want to read it.
Is that it? Don from Pear Tree, fellow Canadian. Contributing to the bifocal fund for Billy. Yeah, I'm going to need glasses. Sucks.
Amazing.
Brutal. Thanks, Don. You rock. But yeah, I'm going to have to get glasses. Getting old sucks. But hey.
Get laser eye surgery. That's what I did.
Yeah, I don't know.
Best decision I ever made.
Really? I thought marrying Sierra was.
Could you imagine this face with glasses on it? My head's huge as it is. God damn. Don't tell Sierra I said that.
Yep. So here's a good question. I got to think about this. Paul from Seraphim Serpents. What happens when you breed a super banana female maker to a super banana male maker? What? No, you can't.
You can't, because the females are always both.
Right.
It's only the males that become female makers or male makers.
Correct. So if you had a super banana, let me think about this. If you had a super banana female that's not sex linked,
doesn't the super banana female? Oh no.
No. So what would happen?
It has to come from a female making male anyway.
Right. So the male would have to be you can't have a female making. So a super banana male is always a male maker because it's a male. And if you breed that to a super banana, everything's super banana, except the super banana males are male makers, and all the super banana females, which should be half, will be just regular, normal. So that's how it works. Pretty sure. If I'm wrong, let me know. But it works for me. I've proved it out that way. I didn't prove it out, but when I was told that's how it worked, it's worked like that for the last 4 years for me. But crazy, right?
All I'm doing is confusing myself more. So
yeah. Another question.
Good call.
So this is from Clutch again. It's the animal you work the hardest to produce and hit it. So it's still new for you guys, but maybe for the boas.
We got close. We never actually hit it though. I think when we first got into boas, our goal was to produce a BPI snow IMG.
Oh wow!
Yeah, that was our main goal, and we actually hit I think three or four, right? 4, I think. Yeah. BPI IMGs that are het for anery, so we never made the visual snow.
Sick.
We made like 3 or 4 of those, but not the visual snow.
Yeah, that's awesome. I can't wait to have my own boa clutch. Litter. Fuck, did I say clutch? Litter. So, Pinpoint Reptiles, they asked, what made you get into ball pythons?
I feel like obviously going and meeting all you guys in 2018 was huge. but also just the business mindset of the industry is a lot different than boas, and then the space that we can keep them in. I mean, there was a lot of factors, but that all of those combined really was what kind of changed our mindset going forward, and really wanted to focus on ball pythons.
That's awesome. But no, I know I sort of. So to me, I don't really know the other industries, like how you guys were so, 4 or 5 years in and producing some awesome stuff and having so many, knowing that industry and what it's all about, and then seeing a whole new industry getting involved and going, holy fuck, this is like, look at this, like, where I've only known this. I've never seen any other ones. And then now that I'm getting into, like, I started looking into some tarantulas and stuff, and I'm like, holy Christ, like, there's a whole community of tarantula people. It's like, wow. You figured, I'm so dialed into the ball python that I don't know. It's like, oh, ball pythons are so huge. Fucking everything's so huge. It's just you don't realize it because I'm just in this little bubble. And it's like, wow, and there's so much to learn, and I think it's really cool. But I like that how, you guys came up and just saw a whole different, being into this industry with other species and seeing this and the whole, inspired you to jump in, which is great. And, I think you guys are going to do some killer shit, which is awesome. I got to start looking and saying, hey, man, what's going on? Send me a few back. Because I saw that. No lie. I saw that. I was, looking through your thing, and it's like, your story. It's like, hey, yeah, Mojave GHI clown female for sale. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, damn. Well, you only hit 4. Fuck, you can get one.
Oh, yeah, we were
only 4.
We hit 4.
I haven't even made a GHI clown yet. It's one of my favorite damn combos, like, in the hobby.
See, I've hit a bunch of Mojave.
We only hit 4. Whatever.
Yeah, I've hit a bunch of Mojave combo clowns, and I've hit a few GHI clowns, but never together. So
that's
together,
such a cool combo.
Oh, it's magic, man. Together, it's amazing. It really is. It really is.
I'm very happy we now have a Super GHI Mojave het that's basically ready to go. She's actually right behind me, right here. So all I got to do is hit on a clown there.
Callie from KPOPythons asked you guys, do you guys work with any of the dwarf varieties of boas, or did you? Since you're out, like, did you work with any of the dwarfs? I guess what leopard? I know leopard's one, isn't it?
Yeah, we really didn't have any leopards in our collection, so all of it was like boa imperators, so all like your normal Colombian morphs. So yeah, we really didn't work with any dwarf species or any dwarf morphs at all. It was all the big girls, so that's kind of that's what made us switch over a little bit, right?
Yeah. She wants to know also what boa genetics or morphs would you recommend combining with leopard? So I imagine she has leopard.
Okay.
Is there something that you recommend to go with leopard?
Leopard with your albino stuff is awesome. So leopard with like Hall albino is great. Leopard with BPI, it just started getting produced probably 2 years ago, maybe, BPI leopard.
It's fairly new.
And those are amazing looking. So all your albino stuff with leopard, it's really good stuff for sure. And then when you throw in the hypo as well, so like sunglow leopards and BPI sunglow leopards and things like that, I would say that would probably be my favorite thing to put leopard with is all your albino stuff.
See, that's awesome. That's something I get to learn too. I started following a lot of, other breeders now. So before it was just ball pythons, and now I follow tarantula people, lizard people that are working with lizards and green trees and basins and emeralds and a lot of boa guys now. And some of the shit that comes out, I'm like, what the fuck? Like, look at this. It's nuts. And it's cool because I obviously I follow Ozzy, and some of the shit that he's been producing, it's just like, fuck, it's so cool. So I'm excited because at least some of the animals I got into, they're awesome. I love them. I love the color. I love the way they look. They got some good genetics in them, and I'm excited to see what I can do and have my own litters and hold stuff back and see what I can do with some of the stuff. But some of the people that are making some of these boa combos lately, it's just like, man, it's nuts. It's exciting. So I'm happy I ended up jumping in. Is that, Earl from Lone Star's in the house.
Yeah, I was just about to say, we got Earl in the house.
Yeah, what the fuck, Earl? How you doing, man?
Mr. Giant Sticker.
That's crazy. Yeah, it's another thing, man. You got to get a logo so I can get your fucking sticker up here. I put it on my sticker wall. Don't be slacking.
Did you keep all those stickers I gave you last weekend, Billy?
Oh, yeah, I have them. I don't think I even shared them. But when I go stick them
That's what I'm asking. Did you just keep them?
I did, yeah. I haven't even told anybody that I got them. So I just stick them
funny.
up. When there's extras, they'll go through them.
I can give them their own. It's fine. It's funny.
So what's so being in what I guess we could say 2 years in, eh? Would that be safe? Hey, 2 years in. What's your biggest the thing you like the most and the fucking thing you hate the most?
I would say the thing that I like the most compared to boa breeding is how you can kind of track everything. Whereas with boas, the boa breeding is totally different. You throw a male in and the male breeds the female for 2 to 3 weeks at a time. That's how I did it anyway. Whereas with ball pythons, you can breed one male to 5 or 6 females, and it's only for a day or two at a time. So you could kind of track the progress better in that perspective. So that's one of the biggest things I like about the ball pythons. The biggest thing that I hate, I don't know if you have anything that I hate.
No dislikes yet, man. I mean, I like that it's very calculated, like he was talking about. So like with boas, it's so hit or miss. Even if a girl ovulated and it looks like she's gonna give you a good litter, it still cannot happen. You know what I mean? She can still slug out and things like that. And I guess it could still happen with ball pythons. That's still a chance. You know what I mean? But I feel like it's a lot more calculated with ball pythons, and you kind of know. It's almost like a numbers game. You know what I mean? You kind of know what's going on, how many eggs you're gonna have based on like an average and things like that. Like boas can give you average size litters and stuff, but a girl can look huge and give you six babies. You know what I mean? And then a girl can look not that crazy pregnant and give you 25. You know what I mean? So it's so like hit or miss with boas, where in this business or industry, it's really calculated. You know what I mean? I feel like that's a huge thing that we like. As far as a dislike, I don't know if I have one yet, man. I mean, hopefully I don't get one. Hopefully we don't have something we dislike.
Going on a live fucking podcast and it cuts out 3 fucking times. You guys run an ultrasound?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
How key has that been to your success right now in knowing what to do and how to do it and stuff like that?
I mean, it's definitely been a learning process. I mean, this guy is the one that's really in the lab doing the ultrasound day in and day out. But I mean, it's been a learning process, and I'm sure we used male more than what we needed to, especially switching over from boas. You know what I mean? Boas is, like you said, you put a male in, you don't pull them in 2 days. You know what I mean? If you see a lock, you don't, once they're separated, you don't pull them right away. That's not how it works with boas. Just because you see a lock does not mean she's gonna go. You know what I'm saying? So using the ultrasound has definitely been a learning experience, but I mean, it's been great, right?
I mean, I just feel like I'm still learning, honestly, how to use the ultrasound. I'm not the best by any means with it, so.
I feel like getting really used to the ultrasounds is almost like an art. I got really lucky when we got ours. I had seen Billy use his so many times that I feel like I had a bit of a knack for it. But even then, it was I'm still learning it. We got ours 8-10 months ago, and I'm still learning little things about it, and about the girls and stuff like that. So I really think it is an art, and once you get it, you kind of just get it. You know what I mean? And there's no teaching. It's really hard to put into words.
just gotta put your reps in each or
Exactly,
every
yeah.
week whenever you do your ultrasounding, and with time, I guess you'll just pick it up.
Fucking Chad. Look at Chad's fucking comment. Chad, go to Patreon, go to my search and type in ultrasound. There's a great link, you fucking guy. Jesus. Oh,
You're
Chad.
welcome, by the way.
Oh, Chad.
That was my link.
Actually, no, it was Mike's, because Mike actually went straight to the direct guy.
So did I.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, we got ours from the Wuhan Medical Facility, the people that actually sell them direct.
Yeah, but I thought you got yours from Alibaba.
Through the company that actually supplies them directly.
Oh, okay. We just called
We
it.
used Alibaba, but
Oh, okay. So Mike,
yes.
Mike. Yeah. So okay. See.
He probably just paid them directly versus using the service.
Right. That's
but,
what. Yeah. That's what I do now.
No, it's. You can't get better for the money right now, in my opinion. The Keixen, the 5600.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know what the funny thing is people. I mean, for myself, I actually said it in our the Patreon Q&A that I had yesterday. With an ultrasound, people like, is an ultrasound really worth it, and when should I get one? So I used you as an example. So 3 weeks ago, Chris is like, oh yeah, I'm done for the season. All my girls are good. They're, we're done. Fucking, blah, blah, blah. So he goes over fucking a few days ago to see Nick, his partner. And he goes, I'm bringing the ultrasound. I'll ultrasound some females. It's like, fuck, let me just ultrasound her one more time. Sure enough, she's building now. So he's like, well, fuck, the male I want to breed's at your place. Can I bring her by? But having an ultrasound would basically, if you didn't have one, you would have lost that last clutch of the
I wouldn't have paired her. We would have just counted her out. And the funniest part about this story is that day I had brought Billy the leopard desert ghost het pie that we split, that we co-own. And my exact words to him were, he's done. I have nothing else for him. Take him, because he can only, he can only do more work for you. I have nothing else I can put him to. And the girl laid around this time last year, and most people are under the impression, they build around the same times, they go on to lay around the same times. Starting to learn that's not always the case as well. The day I hand off this animal to Billy, so he can start planning out what he's going to do with him, I go to Nick's and I'm like, I'm doing every other girl. I'm just going to check her to see. Don't I ultrasound her? 15 millimeter follicles. I don't have another desert ghost. That's the only male that we own. So I had to message Billy. I was like, hey, dude, I'm really sorry, but I got to bring you a female.
But yeah, that's the thing. I mean, I've actually, when I first got mine, I used to have a service. I used to charge $150 for the first hour and $100 every additional hour. I'd come to people's homes and I would ultrasound. And I did that for quite a few people. And because back in the day, 10 years ago, it wasn't like now. They were fucking expensive, and shipping would have been crazy. Not like now. Shipping is like you can get stuff shipped to your house faster and cheaper than you can driving to the store now. Putting gas in your car. It's nuts. But I had a guy saying, yeah, selling a bunch of breeder females. I'm like, hey, dude, do you mind if I bring my ultrasound over? It's like, well, why would you do that? Because, if I ultrasound them and they're building, I'll just buy them right on the spot. And he's like, yeah, sure. So about 4 females in, I'm ultrasounding her. And I'm like, oh, so all these are available, right? And he's like, yep. I'm like, I don't think you should sell this one. He goes, why? I go, because there's 7 eggs in her. And he's like, what? No. I palpated her. I'm like, dude, you didn't palpate her good enough, because look, 1, 2, and I'm showing him the eggs. He's like, what the fuck? Yeah. And I'm like, here, I'll take, you can have that one. I won't be a dick. You can have that one, but I'm taking this one here. Look at her. And I took them home, and out of 7 of the animals I bought, 6 laid me eggs that same fucking year from an ultrasound, man. It's crazy because it was nuts. And I knew when to pair and what. It was just awesome. So it's been great for me. It's actually
funny that you're mentioning that you brought up going to people's places and charging for it, because I considered it, but we got our ultrasound basically like 2-3 months after COVID started. So like going out and advertising or caring to do anything about that, like kind of gave up on that pretty quick. But I've started just, if any friends need it, whatever, I just tell them, hey, hook me up with a bottle of bourbon. I'll come tell you where your girls are at. And it's worked out great for me. I'm a happy guy. So that's a little additional plus to having the ultrasound.
Everglades Exotic says, gave in and picked up an ultrasound. I'm seeing that most girls have follicles of various sizes. How do you choose which one to measure for tracking? So what I always do, you're always going to have some big ones and you're going to have some really small ones. I try to get the ones in the middle or the average one, and you want to do that. So
never pick the biggest one, because it's not a good
indicator.
Track of the median of everything, right? You want to track where most of them are at.
Yeah, and you know what? I did something we had on MC Academy with Gavin from Balls to You. Have you ever noticed? Have you ever noticed that some people ovulate a few times? No. Have you ever noticed that you see your snake and it's like, holy fuck, it ovulated, and then a couple weeks later it's like, holy fuck, it ovulated again. It's like a double ovulation. And the reason being is there's two tracks, right? There's two, oh my God, not tracks. Don't tell me. I'll get this, guys. Oviducts. Okay.
You got there.
There's a left and a right. Okay. So the left ovary and the right ovary. Have you ever noticed that some are big here and then some are further back? Mm-hmm. So what happens, I guess, when they get, they start growing and they get to the size, they hit it first. It goes in, a couple will come in, and then they have like a little mini ovulation or whatever. And then, a couple, a week or so later, it comes in again. It's like, well, fuck, I could have sworn she just ovulated. But no, I guess this is her ovulation. It's almost like they double ovulate because.
And so I've actually seen other people talk about this, Billy. It's funny you bring it up because I haven't heard many people bring this up whatsoever, but I've heard two schools of thought on it. One is it's possible they're literally ovulating twice because the follicles are at different stages.
Correct.
But then there's another one where the follicles on the one side are actually just getting so big that the female has to move them down. Otherwise, she's got to absorb them, right? So they still ovulate all at the same time, but it's the actual act of her moving them. I am not a vet. I don't know. Yeah. But
I mean, this is some of the stuff cool. I want to learn. Yeah. And when Gavin's a guest this Friday, right?
Yeah, Gavin's on our podcast this Friday.
Yeah, get him to talk about some stuff. He's got some really cool stuff, but it's one of those things just like us. We're collecting data, I mean, here, this is what we've thought. This is what we've been doing. And, it's good to come out and say, hey, this is what I think. Well, how do you know? Well, this one animal did it. What the fuck? Like, you can't base it off one animal one time. You got to do this for a lot, and have a lot of, animals. And, even with like the Da Vinci boa. I mean, we did about 60, 70 animals for 3-4 months and saw the results, and that's when we talked about it. Hey, I had a boa. I mean, I had a ball python. It wasn't eating. I put this Da Vinci boa stuff in, and it worked right away. It's the best. Cool. You do it to 99 other snakes, and it doesn't work. Well, guess what? You shouldn't have opened your mouth. But, that's the thing is.
Speaking of Da Vinci, does anybody want to feel like their week's a lot better than mine right now?
Uh-oh, what happened?
I knocked an entire bottle over yesterday.
Are you fucking kidding me?
No, I'm not. I wish I was.
Oh. How?
I didn't. I put the lid on because I treat the stuff like it's gold. But I didn't put the lid on all the way. And I turned around and I knocked the table.
Wow.
It was the most expensive. It was the most expensive, like, half a second of my life.
Jesus.
And like for a second, I was like, "Is there any way I could save any of this?" Like, it's all over the floor. No.
Wow, that sucks, dude.
Yep.
Wow.
God damn. I'm trying to forget about that, but figured I'd improve everybody else's week, comparatively speaking.
So 23 clutches down, One's already out. 2 are already out. What is the craziest pairing that's sitting in the incubator right now? Well, not the craziest pairing, the craziest clutch from a pairing sitting in the incubator now.
Right now, nothing too, unless the GHI Mojave Clown would probably be the best pairing that is in the incubator right now. We are breeding a Batman to an Enchi Yellow Belly Het Clown. So I think that would be pretty good. And then the GHI Mojave Clown is also being bred to a Spot Nose Het Clown female.
Nice.
So.
Oh wow.
Those are probably the craziest pairings that we're doing this season right now.
Oh, that's awesome. And it's cool because, this is your first year in and you're making some crazy shit and you're going to make a lot of it. And then now you get to sort of see how the market is. You start selling stuff. You get to see, what people want, what people ask. And it's funny because no matter what, I'm sure Justin, Ozzy, everybody in this industry, you have something, you sell it, you get great dollar value for it, even though you didn't want to sell it or, it moves, and you get 7 other people, hey, man, you still have it? No. It's like, man, the following year you try to make something else crazy and you make more of it. You sell, you make 5, you keep 2 or 3, you sell 2 or 3, whatever the scenario was, and guess what? You got 10 more people. The way this industry is growing, and I could make 50 fucking DG or enhancer pieds, and I could sell them like this. I'd keep 10 or 15 back, sell 35, and I could still sell 50 more at probably like 7 or 8K. It's nuts, You can never keep up with the demand, Even you guys.
How long was your waiting list? A couple of years, even last year,
Super
for
Asphalt
stuff.
Yeah,
I
didn't even fucking scratch the surface of knocking people off. It's nuts. But
just insane.
No, you're gonna get the whole thing now. Now this is your year. You produce stuff. You've got it. You're growing it up. You're getting used to it. Now you can sell it. You can see how in boas. Is there a lot of tire kickers and stuff in the boa? Because I know in all
day long.
Yeah. Oh, ball pythons. I mean, it's the same, but at least a lot of people now are learning what to buy and how to buy it, and they go after it, and they realize, if it's there and they blink, it's gone. That's one thing that's gonna. I think this year, if you didn't see it last year, this year shit's gonna be posted, and as soon as it's posted, it's gonna be gone. Because the demand is way bigger than the supply. So.
Yeah. No, we between our second and third video of our YouTube thing going on right now, we posted a GHI Mojave Clown female, and it sold before the third video came back up. So
sick.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's the thing, man. I mean, it's awesome to see. And it's funny because the people that are sitting there on the fence, like, I don't know if I should invest. Cool. The people that already know and they're willing to invest in themselves and the industry and the animal, they buy it. And I've been there. I've done that. I'm like, oh, you know what? I don't know if I should do that. And especially back in Canada when it was all sort of, when someone bought something in Canada, we didn't have social media. So, we all just sort of knew what everybody did. And what they made and what they had. And, it wasn't so easy. We're like, hey, look what buddy across the world's doing. What's this guy doing in the States? It was sort of local. And when somebody's like, you know what, that animal for $5,000, no, you know what, I'll pass. And then the next guy in Ontario bought it. And then the following year, you're buying fucking animals from him. And he's like, oh, yeah, it gave me like 7 clutches. Yeah, that $5,000 made about $65,000. Thanks for your $3,000. I'm like, fuck, that could have been me. You know what I mean? And it's like, God damn it. And I think that happened a few times. Maybe, I don't know. And then you see someone else that bought it, and it's like, look what they did. Fuck, they put it. That's what I would have done. Oh, my God, look at that world first. Wow. Fuck. Why didn't I do that? And then when I started saying, fuck it, I'm going to do it, best thing I've done. Best thing I've done. Now, if you're in this for the short game, like a year or two, not a good idea. the more you do this, the more you hold back, the more you produce year after year, the more you make, the more your collection grows, the more holdbacks you have, the better your odds, the better of everything. So, I think you could do okay doing this like for 2 or 3 years in and out, but not like doing it 5 or 10, man.
But even 2-3 years in and out, Billy, like you're gonna have to pump in some serious money to start, and then cross your fingers, like to make any real money back.
Yeah, no, it depends. I mean,
what are you gonna buy that's gonna do anything real heavy for you without investing heavy?
Oh, yeah, you know why? Because like these guys, they had to buy animals and raise them up for 2 years. So yeah. So
that's what I mean.
Yeah. So if you were going out there and just buying adults and then buying a powerhouse male to do it, you could do okay. But you'd also have to make
big
sure,
money for it.
Right, and you'd also have to make sure that those animals aren't fucking shitty animals, or why is this guy selling all these fucking amazing fucking visual recessive?
Why are these 20 breeder pines for sale from this one guy?
Yeah, But no, it's awesome. But no, man, it's good that you guys came in and to see what you've already done in such a short time, and seeing how you're actually already thinking ahead, 250 deep. Damn. 40 animals at 250. Where are you going with this? You think you guys are going to like double that? You're going to get bigger? You're going to start doing long-term stuff? Where do you see yourselves?
I would say female-wise, I think around 300. If I can breed 300 females a year, I mean, my goal is to do this full-time, if I'm just going to be honest. Like,
awesome.
This is what, ever since I was a kid, I've begged my parents for a snake as a pet, for a pet. So this is what I love. This is what I want to do. And if I can make a full-time living doing it, why not? You know what I mean? So I think a 300 female number is probably where we would put the limit at, something around there.
Yeah. Yeah, and the thing is like a lot of people always ask me, is like, hey, when can I turn this into a business? When can I? And it's a tough question to answer. And I could have turned this into a business that I could live off of probably 3 years ago, if not 2 years ago. But my thing is, I still wanted to build. So if you're doing this and you're making X amount of dollars, and you've got to take this much out of that X amount of dollars to live off of, your growth slows down, your purchasing grows, you've got to sort of, it's like building, the more you build, the more you have to buy, the more you can get. So you have a goal of 300. When you have 300 females, especially at the caliber of what you guys are yet you have, what you're getting into, what you'll be producing, by the time you have those 300 breeder females in there, with the investment and everything you have, you can probably do well where you've set yourself up. Where some people are just, I have 300 females. What do you got? I got 5 normals, 74 pastels, 15 spiders. Dude, you need 10,000 of those in order to, and some power fucking house males in order to, and people don't realize, so you've got 250 animals in total, right?
Yeah, roughly. Maybe between 230 and 250, something like that.
You guys breed your own rodents?
No.
Okay.
Shout out to the reptile chef down here, Rocky, man. He's the man. He delivers to us. And we've been talking to him, and he knows the game plan going forward, and we've been working with him. And
cool. Smart. It's smart to do stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I think that's a lot of things that people don't realize. When you grow and you're not working with the suppliers, just because you're growing, don't expect them, we didn't know you were going to go to 300. Well, we can't supply you. You need to work that fucking chain and have, goals and basically try to get everything to get to that goal and work with your goals. But with those 230, 250 animals, you're buying your own rodents with the amount of work and space and stuff. It's pretty pricey.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely. Yeah.
So imagine that. And the one thing is that I can tell you, with having 300 females that are breeding, if that's your goal, if you have a bad season and 100 only go, say with what you're breeding and the way you've created and the powerhouse animals and the genetics you have, you can still do okay with those 100 if you have a bad season. When people have 50 animals and 50 animals only and they have a bad season and they only have 5 clutches or 10 clutches, holy fuck, how do I pay my bills? How do I feed? So when you play the big number game, there's a lot that can, look at the unfortunate people in Texas. Wow, this is my living, blah, blah, blah. What the fuck just happened? Holy shit. Wow. I mean, they're just recovering. How can you live off of that and do, it's tragic, but shit happens. And you know what? There's stuff that we just can't prepare for. You can sit there and do everything right and think everything's perfect. And guess what? Boom. I just moved my collection. And I'm taking everything, we moved facilities, and I'm just praying. Oh, we didn't breed for 3 months because we wanted to settle in. Thank God we're starting to get eggs and we're ultrasounding. So, I'm hoping that I'm going to hit 150 to 200 clutches. If I only hit 50, like, oh my God, how am I paying my bills? Like, oh, it's going to be tight. Thank God I got a fucking thing called a holdback rack. Oh, cool. I can take this out, So that's another thing too. When shit happens and you do run into an issue, whether you like to or not, it's like, fuck, I can't, how do we keep going? Guess what? We got to sell 50 of these breeder fucking females. It'll suck, but guess what? It gets you to that next level. You have to sacrifice to gain. But if everything goes well, you just keep moving. But with these people that have small collections and think that, oh, these 40 or 50 animals are going to make, I can live off of this. You might be able to, but you're never going to keep growing. How are you going to keep getting that, that $20,000 male, that powerhouse male, to compete, to keep upping your game when, you got to live off it. You have a bad season. You really got to look at, it's possible. And I think it's great. And I think what you guys are doing with your experience and the way you've purchased and the way you're doing it, you're going to do that. And I can't wait to see you fucking do it. It's awesome.
Oh, we appreciate it, man.
Yeah, no, it's great. I love seeing people get in. And you didn't say, oh, cool, like, let me just buy a bit of this. You had a fucking game plan. And I try to tell this to everybody, especially in the Patreon and people listening even now. You need a game plan. You know what? We're going to get into this. You went and got an ARS rack. You went and got fucking, hey, I'm going to get 20 of these and 20 of those. That's it. And now you keep doing it. And you're still using the same, the same thing and the same logic to where you are now, just reproducing yourself, like, hey, let's get more females. Let's do this. Let's get into this. Let's get into that. You're setting yourself up right. And, I can see the success. Fuck already. You know what I mean? 2 clutches in. They've already had 2 clutches. They're already fucking killing the odds. And they still got 21 other clutches in the incubator. How many more are going to drop? How many more?
I think we have 5 or 6 that are still gravid. And then probably,
I think I could probably get another 10 or so females. So maybe 40 females.
Fucking not bad. First breeding season, right? Yeah. See, that's fucking amazing. I love it.
I'll be happy if I get 25 clutches this year. God damn.
Yeah, but don't forget, you've also had other, like, they sat there with the game plan saying, hey, we're going to get 20 of this, 20 of that. We're going to do other shit. We're going to go, and they've built to get there. Where,
they also have a significant amount more animals than we do.
Yes. So think about this. In right now, with the game plan you and Nick have had, in 2 years, the shit that and that's what people don't understand. It's not what you're doing today. It's what you're doing in 2 years from now. Because where you're sitting right now compared to when you had this idea, you left my place and like, holy fuck, a month later, let's start buying some animals. How incredible do you feel now about that decision 2 years ago?
Oh, it's amazing.
I'm not talking about you. I'm talking to them.
Oh, we wish we would have bought more.
Hold on, say that. Say that again. I love that answer. Hold on. Please tell everyone listening. I'm gonna fucking clip this shit, and I'm gonna abuse it. I'm gonna abuse it like I don't want to say what I'm gonna abuse it like. So when you invested that money. And the 2 years of the time learning and growing and getting to where you are now, What is your regret?
We should have bought more.
Exactly. And now that you've done it, your confidence is like, holy fuck, we actually did it. Wow. You know what I mean? And you're brand new. You've never done this. Even though you had experience with the boas, it's a totally different. Yeah. And the thing is imagine you did, you went and bought 20 desert ghosts, 20 ultramels, 20 lavenders. So you started with 100. The shit you'd have now, instead of hitting 40, you'd have 100. Oh, I'll have about 120, and all the shit that we're making. Like, that's the thing. Investment time in yourself, in the love of the animals, and learning. You're always going to learn. And it's awesome. I see you guys doing nothing but being successful. And the main reason is you did your homework. You knew what you wanted to do. You're doing it right. You're putting in the work. And you've built sort of like, like a project or what's that?
I said a foundation.
100%. And you built it strong. And now all you can do is get bigger and better. But you're also, small in a certain type where like Chris, he has probably 30 or 40 different decent projects that are built strong that he's just going to keep building and growing, where you guys are strong in a few. Then you keep adding. And then, let's get some Ultramel stuff. But when you do it, you're going to get into it with the same mindset you did at the beginning, because it works. Except you're going to buy more. But no, I love when I hear people say that. Oh, my God, I did it. All that work, 2 fucking years, all that investment. I'm going to make it back and then some. And the stuff I'm growing and my collection grows. Fuck, I wish I bought more. I love when people say that because I tell them that all the time. You're going to say, you wish you had more. It's like buying a stock. I bought, 100,000, of Tesla. Cool. When it goes to fucking $6,000, wow, you made a lot of money, but you wish you had $1 million. Like, you wish you bought more. It's like that. It's like anything. I bought 4 houses fucking 10 years ago. Fuck, I wish I bought 20. I'd be a billionaire. It's the same thing. But people need to invest. They need to put in the work, the time, learn, be confident with themselves, and keep learning and growing and being a part of a community and helping others and building this industry bigger and better. It's not going away. And there's so much. I want to see you guys do. 300. Most people back in the day, oh, this guy's having 300 fucking clutches. Oh, fuck, we gotta sabotage him somehow. Oh, we gotta spread lies about him. Nobody wanted to see people do well. I fucking can't. I love that you guys are doing it, man. I fucking can't wait. So awesome, man. Fuck, I'm so excited. I fucking feel like I just had a coffee. Fuck, I just love it. Wish we bought more. I fucking love that answer. It's so true. But people are afraid to invest. And I understand it, right? Especially when you're new. It's like, do I really want to spend this much money? But then when you look at all these people doing it, if they put the work and time in and they keep learning, no one. Look at Miguel. You think he's pissed? Oh, fuck, what a waste of an investment, man. I had to work. Look what I did. It's sick. I bet you even what he said, he probably would have said the same thing. I wish I bought more, like we all do.
Yeah.
I spend so much a year and hold stuff back. I wish I held more back. I wish I bought more, but I only have so much space. And I hold 300 animals a year back. I'm a fucking savage. It's crazy. I'm in trouble because I don't think I can start doing that anymore because I don't have any room to put it when it's an adult. It's like, Billy, why are you selling those fucking 5-gene clown females? Because I got all these 6-7 gene ones coming up. Like,
literally a conversation Billy and I had at his place yesterday. He's like, I got to move all this stuff. And I was like, why? Like, what's wrong? And he's like, dude, have you been over into the whole back room? I was like, oh, shit, didn't even think about that. Like,
it's nuts. But it's fun, too, man. It's exciting. But no, man, I'm so excited that, you guys are doing well. First clutch ever this year. So sick. 2 years in and you're already, and now you're already thinking about business, turn it into a business full time. Oh, it's awesome. Fucking amazing. And you know what's good too with my boas? I can always call, I've got probably, 2 or 3 calls that you have up on me now. I can call you and it's like, hey, man, I got a problem with fucking these boas. What do I do? You know?
Yeah, man, anytime, dude, anytime.
Yeah, well, I even called you when I wanted to get that boa rack, remember, for my hat. You know, it's cool.
How do you like that rack, actually?
I like it. I mean, it's great. I know that my one girl's getting really huge, so I'm probably gonna get the bigger one just because it's not like I'm tight for space, and it's not like I'm gonna have tons. But you know, I'll figure I'll do something, or you know. But no, I'm excited. You know, and it's good. That's another thing too, is when I end up getting into boas and stuff, there's yourself and a few other people that I know I can actually just fall back on and talk to, right? And you know, because when you get into something and it's like, oh, you know what, I don't know what I'm doing, and you don't have anyone to ask, or you can't go and get information, it's like you're alone. Like, okay, fuck, should I do this? I don't know. And you sort of talk yourself out of it. But when you can see, especially in this hobby, especially ball pythons, if you can't go online and get excited and see and join chats, watch what we say and the people helping, you know, everything on YouTube and the lives that people are doing, you can call people up and be part of friendships in the community and Patreon. And there's so many people willing to help. You don't feel alone. You feel like, shit, man, I can't believe I'm not a part of this. Like, you want to be a part of it. Where back in the day, it was like, fuck, what am I doing? Oh my God, I hope this one lives. I hope this one turns out to be a female this time. Like, it was like, holy shit. And the worst part is when you call them up, it's like, dude, oh well. What do you mean, oh well? I bought a female. It's a male. Oh well. Well, dude, what the fuck are you going to do? What do you mean what the fuck I'm going to do? I don't know. I'm not going to do anything. I just want my money back, or I want a female. Fuck off. Click. Like, what the fuck? You couldn't do anything. You couldn't go on fucking Facebook and say, oh, look what this guy did. There was no, you know, any of that. You'd have to go on a board, and then all of his buddies would fucking, you know, yeah, it's probably a different animal. And like, what the fuck? It was just so shitty. Back in the day. Look at Chris. You hear Chris typing? Look.
Yeah, it's fucking annoying. I wish I could get rid of that. Try to be quiet about it.
So, what's this?
I didn't even post my comment. Whatever.
Yeah, Nava says the community is absolutely amazing. Yeah, that's another good thing. Do you guys get into a lot of lives or anything like that? I mean, are you guys, you know, just too busy and stuff or whatever with your personal lives, or do you guys go and join in? Like, do you guys go to shows and walk around and see what's going on, or?
Yeah, we definitely try to hit the big shows and things like that. Daytona down here is a bigger one. In Florida, we try to go to Tinley when we can and things like that. We went to not the one this year, but the one last year in Arlington. Was it last year or the year before Arlington? It might have been 2 years ago. But yeah, we try to go to the bigger ones, the bigger shows and stuff.
It's crazy how insane it is, eh?
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, it's
actually, I was
amazing.
going to ask you about that. Is the one we went up to back in 2018? Are they going to have it this year, or what's the
They're
plan
talking November. They're talking November. No idea yet, but
what's that one called again?
The CRBE, Canadian Reptile Breeder Expo.
Gotcha.
CRBE. But yeah, regardless, I mean, hopefully we have it. But I mean, if they start opening up borders and shit and stuff like that, I mean, you guys are always welcome to come up and fucking, you know, hang out a weekend or come up for a couple days, you know, and see the new facility, and, you know, we can talk shop.
That'd be great for sure.
You can come shopping, because at the end of this year, especially in November,
I know.
I'll have some crazy fucking shit. It's like, hey, you want us to come window shopping? Fuck the window shopping. Come on in. Like, here you go. Look at this.
We're gonna need males, bro. We're gonna need males. So
yeah,
for sure, definitely.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's gonna be exciting. I can't wait. There's so many people that I want to meet, and I can't wait to travel again to meet people. And then, you know, so many people want to come and check out the new facility, hang out, and it'll be really good times when the world gets back to semi-normal, you know. Yeah. And it's crazy because, I mean, we see a lot of the you guys in the U.S. going to shows and stuff. We haven't had an expo here since February 2020. and it sucks. And I think, like I said before on a podcast, that these podcasts as well as, live streams, it's become so popular. And it's like, especially here in Canada, there's so many people joining in and coming on and being involved because we can't go to a show. We can't go hang out. So I think that COVID did bring the community together in a more positive and constructive way of having these live streams and stuff, and having people going, hey, learning, meeting friends, meeting up with them. Like, I've had so many people on the Patreon that's like, hey, where are you from? Oh, cool, let's meet here. And they actually go to shows, and there's so many people here. It's like, hey, you going to this expo? No, I am. Cool. Hey, we'll meet up. And people that you're online talking to every fucking weekend, now you can go meet them in person. I think it's fucking awesome. It's six, unless you're fucking Canadian, you can't do shit yet, right? But I think that's one thing that I think we really are missing is like the human interaction of shows or just going and seeing other breeders, and it really sucks. And I know when I can have people over, like when they have the minimum lockdown, because I'm an essential business, people can come over and pick up their animals and stuff like that. When we were allowed, when people come over, it's like, hey, what's going on? It's like, oh my God, it's like, oh, fucking human being. Hey, how you doing? What's going on? Fuck, blah, blah, blah. But it's nuts how, I'll never complain about an expo again, when we had to do them, wake up at 5:30, get there, pack a whole, a 12-hour day. It's like, oh my God. But you did it because you sort of had to, and it was fun. Not having them and when it gets taken away from you, you fucking miss them. I'm gonna praise them. I'm like, oh my God, yes, a fucking show. Yay, I'm gonna kiss the floor when I walk in and have some sort of ceremonial dance. Like, oh man, I can't wait to have a fucking expo. Never mind have an expo, even be able to go to one. We can't even leave our own province, man. We can't even leave Ontario. I mean, we're still on lockdown. Technically, you're not even supposed to fucking really leave your home. It's pretty nuts.
Yep.
Yeah, until June the 2nd. Fucking nuts. But anyways, are you going to have an aftercast, Chris?
I got a feed, dude.
I know.
Well, actually, I guess I could probably do one while I'm feeding.
Yeah, aftercast feeder.
Oh, shit. You know what? Maybe I will.
Yeah.
There hasn't been an aftercast in quite a few weeks. You know what? Maybe we're going to do one.
Yeah,
That's
you never know.
A good idea.
Just bringing it out
good
there.
Idea, Billy.
Nick and Chris are like, what the fuck's an aftercast?
I'm gonna set that up right now. Good call.
That's awesome. But no, man, we're at 3.5 hours in. Besides,
that started flying by once we stopped getting the countdowns.
That's great. I apologize, guys. Everyone in the audience, sorry. It really sucks. And now I know it'll never happen again, but I don't know why that did. It's so weird.
It really was strange.
So crazy. But yeah, everybody in the chats, thanks for showing up. And yeah, man, it was great to have you guys on.
Yeah, it was fun.
No, we appreciate it, man. We appreciate it. Thank you for having us.
Yeah, just start fucking posting more on your Instagram, man. Inquiring minds want to know. But it's definitely something like you said. You see how you posted a video and the thing sold. Like, you want to do that, and even Miguel. Miguel just did one with Chris Eaton, Snakes and the Fat Man, and he's like, the social media. I mean, it works so great, and he was selling out because people wanted to see what he was making and reaching out, and there's to an extent, because even him now, he's he's sort of sick with the YouTube. He put all that work out, and you get people just shitting on you, and it's just how it is, and that's why I think people are gravitating now over to Patreon, because we talk about the stuff we can say stuff, and people aren't going, oh my God, I can't believe you did that to the rat. We had to feed it so the fucking snake lives. Like, what the fuck's wrong with people? Like, oh my God. I think people like that, especially now, they want to go on and it's like, hey, what can I find that's going to piss me off? Instead of going like, hey, let me learn a new language. Let me go look at something that's amazing. Let me go get, let me find something that's positive. No, let me go on there and see what I can fucking bitch about. what I can complain about. Let's see what I can fucking pick apart that I'm going to be an asshole and a keyboard warrior about. I think that's what most people
what is the
do.
Quote? Misery loves company or something like that. So
You know what? I don't even know that one. I've heard of something like that. I try to be positive as much as I can, even though, drama's there and it's hard to stay away from, but I try to, you got to sort of, peek in and say, okay, I saw it. I can say I saw it and then just get the fuck out. But it's hard, man. Some people just want to just go right in the door and just be fucking, a part of it. And meanwhile, it has nothing to do with them. It doesn't make any sense. But, Tom, is Tom in the chat? Oh, must be working late.
I just saw, actually, right after I commented that Nivial and Atypical are live on YouTube or Instagram, so maybe they're doing something. I don't know.
Cool. Anyways, you guys are awesome. I appreciate you guys coming on, and I can't wait to see what you guys are producing. And who knows? Maybe if you make a lot of cool shit, maybe I'll buy a good 5 or 6. Especially if you make a whole bunch of those GHI Mojave clowns. I wouldn't mind having 4 or 5 of them growing up since I fucking missed last year.
Yeah. Man, I just need like 1.
Yeah, no, that's the thing too. It's like, it's funny because, I'm thinking of a new way to even, to purchase now. Because I always, let me get one of these. Let me get one of these. Now it's like, when there's genes that I really like, like spot nose and clown, I have a lot of it. I wish I had 10 times more because I want to take this with that and go in these different directions. And when you only have like with pieds, even to this day, I have so many pieds. But you know what? I want to put this in the pied, this in the pied. It's like, holy fuck, I have all these pieds and I still need more. Like, what the fuck? You can never have enough of anything.
Yeah.
Like even Desert Ghost stuff or enhancer stuff. Fuck, I wish I had fucking 40. I wish I had a rack of 40. I got like 20. I wish I had 40 more. Oh, what would you do with, what wouldn't I do? Like, if you have to ask that question, you're going to have a hard time. But no, man, definitely stay in touch. It's, I can't wait to see what you guys do in the near future. And, yeah, reach out to me when you're looking for some powerhouse males. Hopefully I have them. You never know. I might be able to pull something from my whole back rack, and if not, then
here we go. Never thought.
It's crazy, but no, man, keep up the good work, and I'm glad to see that 2 years in, you're already having a successful year, and it's inspiring you to to keep moving forward, and I think you're gonna do well, which is awesome.
No, we appreciate it. Thank you for having us, man.
Yeah, for sure, man. And everybody else in the chat. Oh, you're down, Zach. What? Chris, man, come on, man. Keep that off my fucking channel. It says, Chris Ward, I'm down, Zach. Oh, man.
Yeah, because he's going to join me on the...
I don't want to hear that. Jesus. This is a fucking friendly family show, isn't it? No.
Since when?
I know. So is Chad still here? So Bergman Reptile Room just give a super chat. Says, Billy, I want to give a shout out to you. The mahogany pie is eating me out of all my frozen stock. Laugh out loud. She's a pig. Awesome. Good to hear, man. And especially frozen. I mean, that's awesome because I'm a live feeder. And, if she's fucking pounding frozens like that, that's awesome. Good to hear, man. That's awesome. Yeah, Richie's here. So Richie's recessive. His name is Chad Ritchie, a.k.a. Richie's Recessive. So at the end of every show, I try to get the guest to say EAD Chad. So because there's 2 of you, we're going to get the double dose. So EAD Chad.
I think we got it.
Do it.
EAD Chad.
EAD Chad.
Double whammy, baby. Yes. I think one of the best ones, which was so unexpected, was when Brian Gundy did it. That was awesome. But no,
I'm still upset that Gobble wouldn't do it.
Yeah. Good old Brittany. Yeah, she's actually the only one that hasn't. But that's awesome. That's the first double.
Yeah, it was.
So Chad's got a double EAD coming at him. Bam! Awesome. Thanks for coming on, guys. You guys are awesome. Stay in touch, please.
Oh, of course, man. Thank you for having us.
And keep doing what you're doing. Go see, the Reptile Ward on YouTube for the aftercast. Is it YouTube or Instagram?
It'll be probably about 10, 15 minutes. Just got to set something else up here because I'm using my laptop and I can't do that while I'm feeding. But
have an awesome night, guys. You guys are awesome. Thanks for the support. You guys keep rocking. And here's our outro. See you guys.
Bye.
My channel. My channel. My content. My channel. My content. My channel. My content. EAD Chad times 3.